Yeah, because the anthem, they're almost done with that. And then the anthem will, because if we go on right now,
Do you want me to do the starting lineups before we start?
that's fine.
Okay.
Leading off, number 13, Jesse Lee.
Check. Perfect. All right. Good morning and welcome to PlayOnSports.com as we are here in Redding, California at Shasta College for the Northern Section Baseball Championships. Again, good morning, everybody. I'm Andrew Jensen alongside Thomas Conroy. Thomas, we have a morning and afternoon and evening full of baseball here, and it should be exciting. And we started off with Fall River High School and Hamilton High School battling it out for the title.
Yeah, the Bulldogs come into this afternoon, or I should say this morning's contest, 24-1 on the season. The Hamilton Braves record is 21-6, and both teams, the 1 and 2 seeds, so they expected to be here for the championship, and they survived the playoffs and are here today at Shasta College and ready to play.
It's Division 6.
Division 4.
I'm sorry, 4. I'm looking at Division 4 matchup with Fall River and Hamilton. And what's weird about this, which you don't really see very often, but both these teams are wearing identical uniforms. Yeah. Identical.
Yeah, the only difference is
the team name on the front.
Yeah, and the Hamilton stripes are underneath their armpits, where the Fall River
is behind the back.
Yeah, right underneath the neck line.
It looks like some confusion on who was going to be the designated home team, but both teams wearing the royal blue with the yellow numbering, and the Gray Pants. Hamilton will be the designated road team, so they are, because they were the lower seed, so they will bat first. If you want to go through the Hamilton lineup.
Yes, for the Hamilton Braves, leading off is number 21, Ricky Pampa, and he will play left field. Number 2, Thayron Fumasi, is the shortstop, and his number is number 2. Number 33 is Andrew Sippelhout, and he plays third base for the Braves. His brother is the starting pitcher for this afternoon's contest, Dylan Sippelhout, and his number is 18, and he will be on the hill today. Number 24, Aldafo Diaz, is the catcher, and he will bat fifth. Batting sixth is number 11, Shea Scholl. He's the center fielder for the Hamilton Braves. Batting seventh is Damian Diaz. He will be the DH, and his number is number 6. Number 5, the second baseman, Brad Hall, will bat eighth. And batting in the 9 hole is the first baseman, number 16, Sam Diaz.
And to go over the defensive alignment for Fall River, starting pitcher Sterling Humphrey, his battery mate Clay Pasquale, at first base Jesse Lee, second base Brad Williams, shortstop Clay Worthen, third base Tyler Kramer, left field Jake Moore, center field Michael Westland, and right field Ryan Dewars shapes up the defense alignment for Fall River. As we are just about ready here, the umpires are making their final preparations as Ricky Pampa is swinging the bat, getting ready to head to the batter's box.
Only 3 umpires here, a home plate, obviously, and then 2 on the corners, first base and third base side.
Here at Shasta College in Redding, California. Nice location, backdrop of trees out in the outfield behind the fences. Decent crowd here from these 2 respective schools.
Not much wind, a beautiful day, so this is a perfect day for baseball.
With some Journey playing in the background.
Yeah, they have. They love their classic rock here at Shasta.
Bob Seger going, Jackson Brown.
Yeah.
Had some country going on early.
CCR to start the morning.
Don't Stop Believing is just winding up, and rightfully so for both these teams. They want that section championship for the northern section. So again, it's going to be
Sherling Humphrey warming up for the Fall River Bulldogs.
Yeah, Humphrey, the ace for this Fall River team. A couple players want to give credit for Fall River that are not here today due to injury. Jace Neugebauer is injured, so want to give him his due. And I believe he is the player that the only player for this Fall River team that is not able to play today. He was injured during the season.
Number 7 in the program.
So definitely want to give him his credit, though, and get him recognition for helping his team get to this point.
Yeah, and he's a freshman, so he has 3 more years. Hopefully he'll
see
come
him
back
right
from
there.
his
He has a boot around the left ankle down there.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll be helping Coach Leo Estes in the dugout.
Yeah, their dugout, the Fall River Bulldogs dugout, is on the third base side of the field.
And here we go. As Ricky Pampa heads to the plate, he'll be batting from the right side. Wears number 21, and we'll try to get things going here for Hamilton. And Sterling Humphrey, on the other hand, will look to add to his stellar season. And here we go.
Pampa taking a long look at his third base coach before stepping into the box. Here comes the first pitch.
And Pampa takes it up high for ball 1. 1-0 the count. Sterling Humphrey get ready for his second pitch, and he's had, again, a stellar season, and he's going to look to continue that and lead his team to a section title as the second pitch is in there for a strike to even the count up at 1-1.
Yeah, the defensive alignment, third baseman and the first baseman playing about a step in than normally. The rest of the infield straight back, and the outfield pretty much straight away.
And Humphrey's second pitch is swung on and missed by Pampa, 1-2. So ahead in the count now is Humphrey. We'll see what he elects to do, if he goes at him or tries to get him to chase a little bit with some pitches to spare here.
Good high fastball there.
Moving quickly. And the pitch, and Pampa takes it for a strike. So strikeout number 1 for Humphrey as Pampa goes down on strikes.
Caught looking right there. Seemed to have a good kind of set order to go there, did Humphrey there, to get Pampa out on strikes.
So Theron Fumasi now will head to the plate, batting from the right side. And he'll take that one upstairs for ball 1. Sterling Humphrey.
If I'm saying a little guy in the left-handed batter's box.
And that one is taken for a strike, so 1-1. And Humphrey doesn't mess around. He gets the ball and he deals.
Yeah.
It moves fast pace.
Yeah, it looks like he controls his own game here, as he calls it, because he's not shaking off the catcher at all.
That one off speed has Fumasi way out ahead. 1-2 again the count here for Humphrey.
Yeah, set him up perfectly there because he threw 4 straight fastballs and took a little bit off of that pitch.
And the 1-2 pitch is taken for a strike. So back-to-back strikeouts for Humphrey. He's dealing in the early going here. And that will bring up Andrew Schipelhoot will come in and at least try to make contact here for Hamilton as
yeah, 2 called strike 3s in a row. You don't
Humphrey
see that too often.
Humphrey now will look to deal to the third batter, and a shot down the line, but foul. The right field line made strong contact with it, but pulled it just a bit.
Should give you the defense quickly for Fall River. Jesse Lee is at first. Brad Williams is at second. Clay Worthen at short. Tanner Kramer at third base. The outfield left to right, Jake Moore, Michael Westland, and Ryan Durs. Behind the plate, Clay Pasquale, and as we said, Humphrey's on the mound.
A chopper to short, and it's bobbled. And we'll see if they, I'm guessing that's going to have to be ruled a hit.
Yeah, that was a tough play.
Yeah, Worthen couldn't field it, but I think he was just trying to get it out of the glove quickly there. So I'm going to credit Schipelhoot with a base hit there, an infield single, which will bring up Dylan Schipelhoot now.
Yeah, once it got over the pitcher's mound, it was going to be a tough play for either the third baseman or the shortstop.
So Humphrey, after striking out the first 2, gives up an infield single. So a man on, 1 out for Dylan Schipelhoot, the brother of Andrew, who just recorded that base hit as Dylan takes strike 1.
Lee holding on, Schipelhoot, Andrew, the infield single.
And that one taken in for a strike, so 0-2 quickly from Humphrey. That one looked a little low, but umpire thought it was good enough.
It looked like it went right over the front part of the knee. So I think that's a hittable pitch.
The 0-2 pitch, and Schipelhoot goes upstairs and swings and misses on a high fastball, and that will retire the side. So an infield single mixed in with 3 strikeouts for Sterling Humphrey as we are done with the top half of the first inning. And Hamilton, or Fall River, will head to the plate.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here this afternoon? Then tell your school to sign up for Play On Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
And I'm Andrew Jensen alongside Thomas Conroy. Shasta College. Chris Cashman, our producer, and Jared Nelson, our videographer.
I got the lineup
today
here for the Fall River Bulldogs, Andrews. I'll give it off. Leading off for the Bulldogs will be Jesse Lee, number 13, and he will play first base. Batting second is number 10, Brad Williams. He plays second base. Number 21, Sterling Humphrey, the pitcher, is in the third spot. Cleaning up is number 12, Clay Worthen, the shortstop. Number 16, batting fifth, Clay Pasquale. He's the catcher. Batting sixth is number 14, Ismael Vasquez, the DH. And number 19, Michael Westland, the center fielder, will bat seventh. Batting eighth is number 20, Tanner Kramer, the third baseman. And batting ninth, Ryan Durs, the right fielder.
Dylan, excuse me.
No, I was just going to say the defense quickly for the Braves. Sam Diaz is at first. Over at second, Brad Hall. Theron Fumas is the shortstop. Fumase, excuse me. And Andrew Sipelhot is the third baseman. Ricky Pampa in left. Shea Stoll in center. Angel Montez in right. Catching is Aldolfo Diaz. And on the mound for the Braves, Dylan Sipelhot.
Sipelhut will warming up here with his battery mate, Aldolfo Diaz, getting ready for Fall River to head to the plate as Jesse Lee, the first baseman, taking his warm-up swings. Hamilton was able to get a runner on in the top half of the first, but left him stranded after yet another strikeout. So now Fall River will have a chance to get on the board early on in this one as Jesse Lee heads to the plate.
Lee, a right-handed hitter, stepping in.
And Lee will take the first pitch from Dylan Sipelhut for a strike. So 0-1 the count to the first baseman.
Seeing early on, both of these teams taking pitches, not swinging away.
Kind of feeling each other out a little bit. That one taken outside for a ball, 1-1.
Nice to see there. The patience.
Yeah, Dylan Sipelhut ready to deal. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. That one is a little low, 2-1 the count. So Lee showing some patience at the plate. And that one in the dirt, taken for ball 3, 3-1. So if you're Dylan Sipelhut here, you definitely don't want to walk the leadoff man.
Yeah, that was about a 54-footer curveball. Nice block there by the catcher, Diaz. Stayed in front of him.
So the 3-1 pitch. Lee will take it for a strike to load up the count. So a full count. That's 5 pitches early here for Sipelhut on the leadoff batter. Pitch number 6 is hits for a base hit right up the middle. So Lee start things off with a full count base hit to center.
Yeah, a little streaming liner right up the chute. Had a one hopper, kind of little flip there, little jump there by Sipelhut to get out of the way of that streaming liner.
And that will bring up Brad Williams, the second baseman for Fall River. And Fall River's had a very successful season, only losing once, 25-1 the record. So Williams will take that inside for ball 1.
Showed the bunt right there, did Williams. And he's in the batter's box. He's about as far as you can close to home plate. He takes a long look at his third base coach. So you're either expecting him to go to the opposite field with that type of stance, or he's going to bunt it and move the base runner over.
So Sipelhut steps off, Williams steps out of the box to look over at third base coach and get the signal. A 1-0 count as Williams again showing the bunt, pulls back, runner is going. He is going to be in there easily for the stolen base, so credit Lee with the stolen base. And Williams now will have a 2-0 count with a runner in scoring position. Nobody out.
Yeah, Sipelhut took a little bit long time there to kind of go to the home plate as he never really looked over at the runner at first, and then the pitch was inside, and that was going to be a tough throw for Diaz to get down there at second.
Adolfo Diaz goes back to the mound and talks with Sipelhut just for a second as the umpire makes his way to the mound to clear off the mound, get some dirt off. So runner at second, nobody out. Brad Williams at the plate. We'll see if he continues to show bunt here. It's a 1-1 count. That last one was a strike, so 1-1. And Williams hits one foul out of play, and it'll be 1-2 the count now. So Brad Williams trying to move the runner on over to third base. Base hit to start the inning, the bottom half of the inning for Lee. Steals second base, and Williams now with a 1-2 count. Dylan Sipelhut wind up and hits him. That hits Williams in the shoulder. And he is fine. He runs over the first base. So runners at first and second, nobody out.
It came a little bit inside there as Williams kind of froze inside the batter's box on the right-hand side of the plate.
And that will bring up the pitcher, Sterling Humphrey.
Can help himself out here. Another right-handed hitter.
Now batting the pitcher, number 21, Sterling Humphrey.
And Humphrey again with runners at first and second, nobody out. He is squaring the bunt, and he'll pull back. And that was taken for a ball, 1-0 the count. Curveball just missed.
Yeah, way inside. It would not have been an ideal way to bunt a ball over. It came way inside on him.
So Humphrey again squaring the bunt and fouls it way back and off the screen to even up the count, 1-1. Humphrey struck out 3 in that first inning and would love to help himself here and knock in a run.
I struck out the side
with a
albeit
infield single
yeah.
squeezed in between there. The runners at first and second, 1-1 count. The pitch taken for a ball, 2-1 the count. Dylan Chippehoot just trying to get that first out, and so often, especially at this level, that's the hardest.
Well, yeah, in the championship level game.
Once you get that, then you kind of settle down a little bit. And so 2-1 pitch, bunted foul to even up the count at 2-2.
It hit the batter, but he was in the batter's box, so it will count as a foul ball.
We'll see if they elect to keep the bunt on for Humphrey with the 2 strikes here. Of course, if you bunt foul on 2 strikes, it's a strikeout.
I think they're going to take it off and let him hit away. A little bit of an opening, towards left field. So if he pulls the ball, he has a good opening.
And he fouls that one back as he was swinging away
and out
in front of the curveball there. Just barely made contact with it.
Went high over the screen and out of play.
We're just behind the screen here, so we're going to be in the play. Some fans might be crawling over your back to get a foul ball, Thomas.
I got my glove today. You better watch it. I'll be fighting too.
2-2 pitch is taken right there for a strike. Beautiful pitch by Chippehoot, and Humphrey goes down looking for out number 1.
It looked like Humphrey was looking for something on the outside, and Chippehoot pitched him beautifully, got him right on the inside corner for the call, strike 3.
Big out with runners at first and second. Now 1 out, and that will bring up Clay Worthen, the shortstop. And ground ball towards the hole, speared by the third baseman, out at second and safe at first. Good play by Andrew Chippehoot at third.
Runner came all the way around from third. The throw to the home plate was not in time. A little bit of a collision as Diaz hit number 13, Jesse Lee, as he came in. And on the play, Worthen moves all the way up to second base.
Yeah, I looked down for a second and looked up, and that Fall River playing aggressive there and playing, realizing that Hamilton not expecting them to come around to score there.
So the way you score that at home, 5-4 on the putout, and the throw to obviously the first base was not in time to try to get the double play. And coming all the way, he was not stopping. I noticed it, Jesse Lee, and he was coming around third, and he was going to challenge the first baseman, and the throw was just a little bit inside to Adolfo Diaz, the catcher. And there was a brief collision that the ball got loose, and he's still hurting a bit as Diaz, the catcher, limping a bit as he comes back to home plate.
Nice play by the third baseman, Andrew Chippehoot, to spear that as it looked like it may head towards the left field.
Yeah,
got the runner out of second. So 1-0 the score as Fall River on top, and the catcher now, Clay Pasquale, will come up and try to add that with a runner at second. As Worthen is at second, and the first pitch is taken for a strike. 0-1 the count. So credit.
No RBI on
No
that.
RBI, yes. Yeah. You won't credit Worthen with the RBI as that one came in after the play. But the fielder's choice for Worthen. And second pitch to Pasquale taken for a strike. So Dylan Chippehoot is dealing here to Clay Pasquale to get ahead 0-2.
Hey, he seems more loose on the mound now, not as stiff as he was for the first two batters.
And that one is swung on and missed by Pasquale for out number 3. So one run comes across, but Schipelhout strikes out Pasquale to end the first inning. So 1 inning of play in the books, 1-0 Fall River on top.
Play on Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play on Sports on both Facebook and Twitter, and you can also have access to live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/playonnetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination. For high school sports, playonsports.com.
Live here from Shasta College. Andrew Jensen alongside Thomas Conroy. It's starting to heat up a little bit here. As I give our credit to our cameraman, Jared Nelson, standing on top of the visitor dugout.
Yeah, he looks like he's at South Beach.
He hasn't come home yet.
Yeah.
There's a lot of similarities between South Beach and Redding, California.
Yeah. We could talk that all throughout the first game. Interesting first inning there, Andrew. You got to believe a great play by the first baseman, number 13, Jesse Lee, coming around.
Yeah, that's showing some aggressiveness there, because he easily could have just stopped at third there and been content. But realizing that weren't expecting him to head home. So Adolfo Diaz will come up to lead off here in the top half of the second. So we'll see if Hamilton can get that run back. Adolfo Diaz heads to the plate. And Sterling Humphrey will look to continue where he left off in that first inning where he struck out 3. First pitch fouled way back for strike 1. Better be careful. And far away from us.
Good swing on that pitch by Diaz. Usually, if you talk to baseball people, if you get underneath the pitch, that means you were right on top of it. Just didn't get the right in the middle of the pitch.
And Diaz will take that one outside for ball 1. Evens up the count at 1-1.
Yeah, Humphrey doesn't fool around on the mound.
Sterling Humphrey heading to Sacramento State to play baseball next year.
Good school.
Big Sky Conference. Ground ball to second. Fielded cleanly by Hall. Thrown over the first for out number 1.
A little bit of a high chopper over the pitcher, but nicely played, as you were saying. Brad Williams with it as he threw out the runner, Adolfo Perez. Knew that he had the catcher, so not exactly the fastest guy on the field.
And that brings up Shea Scholl. And Scholl will swing and miss for strike 1.
Scholl got the classic look there, Andrew. High pants. See those stirrups there, the socks.
Scholl will ground it again to second. Williams fields it cleanly over to first for out number 2. And I want to correct myself. I said Brad Hall made the play at second on that first batter, but it was Brad Williams. Of course, Brad Hall plays for Hamilton, so it would be kind of difficult for him to throw out his own teammate.
Be an act of treason if he threw out his own man.
Brad Williams, I should say. Both teams having a Brad at second base.
Yeah, nice pitch there by Humphrey. He's got in tight on Scholl, and he muscled it out towards second.
And that will bring up Damian Diaz, the DH. Swing on and miss for strike 1. 2 outs, nobody on. 2 ground outs to the second base. And
always
Diaz,
wonder about the DH. You know, you're basically pinch hitting 3 or 4 times in a game. The mindset, how do you keep yourself loose when you're really not going out defensively?
But it's better than going out there just once the game.
Mm-hmm.
In
Yeah,
the ninth
I
without
agree.
doing anything. At least when you get out there late in the game, or 7th inning, I should say, you get out there late. At least you've had a couple of experiences. Diaz strikes out swinging, but he is going to make it to first after the ball was mishandled there by Pasquale. So Damian Diaz strikes out, but he'll head to first.
Yeah, I'm going to rule that a pass ball. That went right off the catcher's glove. He should have had that.
So that brings up Brad Hall.
Number 5, Brad Hall.
So since we're far away from the official score, until we get an official ruling, I'm going to give the pass ball, so strikeout pass ball on the catcher.
Swung on and missed by Hall.
For strikeouts for Humphreys in an inning and 2/3.
0-1 pitch. Hall swings and misses for strike 2.
Nice stop there by Pascal. That ball was in the dirt. And it was marked for the back of the backstop. But he made a nice play, sweeping over and making a blocking attempt.
The 0-2 pitch. And Hall grounds it to third. Fielded cleanly and thrown over to first for the out as Kramer handled that with ease and flung it over to Lee for out number 3. So we'll head to the bottom half of the second inning as Fall River is on top, 1-0.
Play on Sports will have live coverage of the Northern Section Track and Field Finals on Friday, May 24th. You can also watch highlights from the championship on every spring sport in the Northern Section on PlayOnSports.com. So don't forget to check Play on Sports broadcast schedule for information on all the upcoming broadcasts from around the Northern Section and beyond. Spring championships are here on PlayOnSports.com.
I'm Andrew Jensen alongside Thomas Conroy as we head to the bottom half of the second inning. This Division IV championship game for the Northern Section of the CIF.
Yep. Coming up, Velasquez, Westland, and Creamer for the Bulldogs. As the little Roy Orbison played in the background.
Continuing the classic rock theme. I'm guessing they have it on Pandora and they just have it on classic rock or something along those lines, but definitely no complaints here. Some good music coming on.
Yeah. Great atmosphere here at Shasta College. Field all the way in the back of the school behind the football field.
Updating the score from down at Butte College. Top of the second inning, Maxwell leads Chester 3-0.
So Izzy Velasquez will lead off here, the DH.
Number 14, the designated hitter, Ismael Velasquez.
So Izzy will bat from the right side here, and Dylan Chippehoot ready to fire. And taken for ball 1. 1-0 the count. Velasquez set for pitch number 2. He'll take that one low and outside for ball 2. 2-0 as Dylan Chippehoot will now pitch from behind in the count. And that one in the dirt for ball 3.
It went bounced right in front of it and hit Diaz right off the shoulder. It's not been a pleasant beginning here for the catcher for the Braves. Had a collision at home plate in the first, and now just took a bounce ball right off the shoulder.
And taken for strike 1 on the 3-0 count. Dylan Chippehoot put that one right in there. 3-1 the count.
Yeah, Velasquez taking it all the way, too.
And Velasquez will take that one for ball 4 as that one is in the dirt again. So a leadoff walk to the designated hitter. Izzy Velasquez will bring up Michael Westland, the center fielder.
Now batting the center fielder, number 19, Michael Westland.
So Westland we'll see if he is swinging away or if they elect to square up and bunt. We saw that in the first inning when the leadoff man got on. They were trying to sacrifice him over. We'll see if that's the case here in the bottom half of the second. It is, as Westland squares the bunt and fouls a high pitch way back for strike 1.
It didn't totally square on that, Westland. So he was going to foul that ball straight back. Got to totally commit if you're going to bunt the ball. Best way is almost trying to attempt to catch the ball, literally, using your bat, obviously, and bunt straight down.
This one is able to get down to the right field line, runs over the first baseman charging.
Ball was fouled. The umpire The umpire, home plate umpire, Dale Dyers, is ruling it a foul ball.
Well, Westland bunted it, and it was Sam Diaz who was charging, and Westland just ran him over blatantly.
Hogan Brown's coming out now to argue.
They want to know what's going on.
I think his point is, did the base runner interfere with the fielder before it went foul? And I think the home-plate umpire is going to say that it was foul before.
So that's going to be 2 strikes, and we'll see if Westland again will be bunting or if he goes back to swinging with the 2 strikes. Yeah, Diaz got bulldozed as he was charging by Westland.
He was coming in just to make an attempt on the ball to tag out the base runner.
And Westland takes that one for strike 3. So after walking the leadoff batter, Westland fouls 2 bunt attempts and takes strike 3 for out number 1.
Third strikeout for Schipelhoot.
And Tyler Kramer now will head to the plate.
Third strikeout, second caught looking.
Both pitchers are striking people out. Difference is Schipelhoot's kind of had an issue with the leadoff guy and then kind of settles in. So he'll try to get through this bottom half with no damage done. After that leadoff walk, is Kramer, the third baseman, takes second pitch for strike 1. So 1-1 the count.
He seems to pitch better, more accurate around the plate with a runner on base than with no one, and going from the traditional lineup.
So the 1-1 pitch is taken low for ball 2. The number 8 batter, Tyler Kramer, with a runner on first base. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out here in the bottom half of the second inning. 1-0 Fall River on top. And that one taken outside for ball 3. So 3-1 the count now.
I believe you got to be taking this if it's not your pitch.
And Kramer will take that one low for ball 4. So a walk, a strikeout, and another walk will bring up Ryan Dewars with runners at first and second. So 1-0 Fall River on top, and they're threatening again here in the bottom half of the second.
Yeah, another right-handed stick.
Well, you got the number 9 batter here, running at first and second. You look to bunt and bring 2 runners in scoring position with the leadoff man coming up. We'll see what Fall River decides to do here. That would be my play if I was a head coach. We'll see if they agree. No, he's swinging away and fouls first one off towards the Hamilton bench.
Shortstop playing a little bit towards second, so he has an opening between the shortstop and the third baseman into left field. At that time, he went the opposite way, trying to go the opposite field for a hit.
So 0-1 the count now. Schipelhoot fires, and Dewars will take it for ball 1. 1-1 the count.
It took a little bit off that pitch. Nice stop there by Diaz, the catcher. Get himself in front of that ball and block it in front of him.
So 1-1 the count. 1 out, runners at first and second. Dylan Schipelhoot fires, foul back, strike 2.
Yeah, a little bit late on the swing there was Dewars. Now it's 1-2 on the count.
So big pitch here.
Also, that last swing looked like a little bit more of a defensive, trying to keep the ball in play.
And Dewars will take that one way up for ball 2.
Yeah, a little bit of a waste pitch there. See if he could
get him to chase.
Kind of, ride the ladder, as they say.
Two and 2 the count. Dylan Schipelhoot fires, and that one is grounded to third. Fielded cleanly, stepping on the bag, and then firing over to first for the double play. So a great job there by Andrew Schipelhoot, stepping on the bag, firing a strike to Sam Diaz for out number 3 and the double play. So Dylan Schipelhoot gets out of trouble, and we'll head to the top half of the third with Fall River on top, 1-0.
Stay tuned for PlayOnSports.com postgame show, where we will select our player of the game and have a live interview with that player. That's coming up following the game on your destination for high school sports, playonsports.com. So 1-0 still as we head.
I'll pass over the play-by-play calling to Thomas here for the next couple innings. So Thomas, take it away.
Okay, as Fall River getting ready to, as they're warming up actually, getting ready to play defense.
Got to admit, it is kind of confusing with both these guys wearing the same uniforms. I'm having a hard time with my paperwork here. But
you got to look down. Really, you switch it up and you just want to make sure you're saying the right team. So you give one quick look before you say anything on the mic.
It looks like I said earlier, a spring training split squad game going on here with top half of the third. And again, in high school play, 7 innings. So Hamilton has really yet to put up a threat offensively. They've had one runner on the infield single by Andrew Shipley.
Sam Diaz, the first baseman now, stepping in. First baseman, he got bowled over there on that controversial little chopper down the first base line in the bottom of the last inning. Humphrey's first pitch is low for a ball.
Humphrey has 5 strikeouts.
Yep, 5 strikeouts and 2 caught looking. I think it was a big swing and a miss. 1-1.
He's looking for strikeout number 6 here.
He has 4 strikeouts.
Yeah, 4. So 4 strikeouts for Fall River.
The 1-1 pitch inside ball. Good hard pitch right on the inside corner. That's a tough one to take, but boy, Diaz showed great patience there. 2 balls and a strike to Sam Diaz, the first baseman for the Hamilton Braves. Pitch is low, 3-1. Wow, first time we've seen Sterling Humphreys fall behind this far in the count.
Yeah, he has been dealing strikes for the most part and really going here.
Yeah.
But Diaz doing a great job being patient.
In the age of pitch counts, he's got to be right there. Nicely done. And there goes a pitch inside, taken all the way for a strike. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So this will be the payoff pitch.
I like the call there to take. Got to get something going here if you're Hamilton. And
call strike 3 on the inside corner.
Well, there's strikeout number 5.
1 away. 3rd called strikeout on the day for Humphrey. And I think at that time, for myself, you gotta take the bat off your shoulder at some point in the bat. You gotta be a little bit aggressive with this pitcher. Don't let him take command. Ricky Pompey stepping in. He takes the first pitch up high, ball 1.
Yeah, Papa struck out his first plate appearance, and he'll try to get something going here. The leadoff guy for Hamilton.
1-0 count. Here comes the pitch by Humphreys, right at the knees for a strike. 1-1. The Braves look like they take a lot of pitchers. They don't like swinging away. Here comes the next pitch by Humphrey. Swing and a miss on the outside corner, that pitch was.
Well, with Humphrey being the ace of this team, and again heading to Sacramento State, obviously he had a great career at Fall River. You got to think maybe they want him to work a little bit.
There goes the 1-2 pitch, a little bit low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I think sometimes you got to be aggressive with these top pitchers. They're right around the plate.
Yeah.
Don't let them work their game, so to speak, on you. The 1-2 ground ball to short, picked up there by Worthing. He bobbled it, and it goes off his glove into short center field, and that'll be an error.
Yeah, that was a routine ground ball to Clay Worthing there, and just booted it at short. And Pompa was able to get on, and just the break Hamilton was looking to get. You get your leadoff speedster on. Put a little bit of pressure on Humphrey.
They run Fumase now will step in, the shortstop for Hamilton. See what he does here as the first pitch is a throw over to first.
Yeah, now you have Humphrey
back.
kind of thinking a little bit. You got your leadoff guy on first.
And there goes the first pitch towards the plate, in there for a strike. Looks like a little bit of a conservative lead there by Pompa off of first.
Might be respecting the move as
quick snap throw over to first by Humphreys.
Obviously, Humphrey is noticing that Pompa's over at first.
A 1 count to Fumase, and there goes the next pitch up high for a ball, 1-1.
Yeah, he squared up the bunt there and trying to get a runner in scoring position for your number 3 batter, Andrew Schipelhoot, and trying to tie this up. So I like the play of the bunt call.
Humphreys looking over to first, the 1-1 pitch, and a little tapper back to the screen behind home for a foul ball. Just got a piece of that.
He was swinging away there, and you got to think he'll be swinging away here now with 2 strikes.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Humphreys looking over at first. Here comes the pitch to the plate. There goes a pop-up.
It's going to be a double play.
Right to first. Diaz has it on the fly. He'll step on first. Double play.
And that's just tough luck. You're trying to be aggressive there on the hit and run, and you pop out the first base, and it's a guaranteed double play there with the runner already getting over to second. So tough break there for Hamilton, but you got to like their idea to play aggressive.
No runs, no hits. A man reached on base on an error. We've completed 2.5 here at Shasta College. 1-0, the Fall River over the Hamilton Braves on PlayOnSports.com.
You want to make sure when this one's all said and done that you stay tuned for our Play On Sports post-game show. We're going to select our player of the game and try to have an interview with that player. That's coming up after the game on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. And, of course, it might be a little bit of a delay because they'll have their post-game ceremony for the winner.
Yes, exactly.
But we'll have a player over here and chat with him for a bit about their championship game.
Tough break for Hamilton, as you said, Andrew. You move the base runner and a little short pop-up to the first baseman, and there's no way that Pompa could get back to first.
I mean, out of all the places you don't want to hit a pop-up in that situation, is going to be the first or second baseman, and it went right to the first baseman. Easy play, steps on the bag. But you got to give credit to Hamilton playing aggressive, trying to make something happen when you have a great pitcher in Humphrey going, and you have the top of your order up. But unfortunately, a bad break. So the score remains 1-0 at the bottom of the third.
Dylan Schipelhoot finishes his warm-up, so we're ready to go here in the bottom of the third.
It'll be the top of the order.
Yep, Jesse Lee, he scored the lone run in this game. Singled up the middle in the first, stole second, and then scored on a double play. Or a force out, excuse me, at second. First pitch is inside for a ball, 1-0 to Lee. He came around as they attempted a double play. There goes a line drive to right center field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Coming over nicely is Montez to play it in. So a leadoff single by Lee once again.
So Lee has been the catalyst thus far. He's 2 for 2, a stolen base, and a run scored.
That's the first solid hit we've had all day.
Yeah, that was a shot to right center there. And
Brad Williams hit by a pitch in the first inning. He was forced out on that run-scoring play at second.
He's going to square up again. You got to like the play there from Schipelhoot as he throws over to first, but it also forces the hand of the batter where he forces him to show the bunt.
Schipelhoot looking in now to his catcher for the sign. He has it. The pitch is inside for a ball.
Oh, that's in there for a strike.
Wow, late call by the umpire. 0-1 now to the Williams.
Second baseman.
Infield playing about halfway with Leon at first.
Another pickoff move.
Not the greatest throw over to first, but it gets the job done. Time is called as Lee cleans off some dirt near the bag. Wants to allow the umpire to have a good look at him in case he has to go back to first. And first. 0-1 now to Williams. Schipelhoot throws, and it bunts, but it bunts it foul right in front of us. Out of play. 1 ball. No, excuse me.
2 strikes.
0-2.
Williams now we'll see again, and we said it all along, and we've seen this scenario a few times here in the first few innings. With 2 strikes, do you elect to keep the bunt on?
I got to believe he's going to be hitting away.
Yeah,
here.
you got to top the order. Definitely play aggressive.
If you're playing in, he can kind of muscle that ball into the hole as he fouls one straight back to the screen. Still 0-2. Dylan Shippahoot. Looking over at first at Lee. Now looking in for the sign. Jesse Lee taking his lead off of first. There goes a pop-up over first, and it's going to go out of play. Still 0-2 on Williams.
Fall River out of Shasta County making the short drive down Interstate 5 out here to here in Reading. Beautiful countryside, that's for sure. Once you get up here and once you go north of here, it gets even more pretty.
A lot of greenery. Here comes the pitch by Shippahoot. Swing, did he get a piece
Just
of it?
got a piece.
Wow. He raised it up, a good high fastball that Williams just got a piece of. Still 0-2 on him.
So Dylan Shippahoot, who's had a leadoff runner on in every inning thus far.
Here comes the 0-2 pitch,
Ooh.
and it's a
Ooh.
little bit high for a ball. 1-2.
Much to the dismay of Hamilton, as you can hear the coaching staff and the fans kind of groan a little bit, and I agree. A little too close to be taken on with 2 strikes. Yeah. I agree with the Hamilton faithful on that one.
Williams looked like he was walking towards him.
Yeah, well,
he takes a swing and a miss there.
All the same, just an extra pitch.
Yeah, it looked like Williams was taking a walk back to the dugout when he heard the ball count. And right there, he swung and a miss at the pitch. So 1 away, and here comes Sterling Humphrey, the pitcher.
He struck out his first plate appearance. Tried to redeem himself a little bit here with the runner on.
0 for 1 on the afternoon. Right-handed hitter. Shippahoot looking in. Here comes the first pitch. It's in the dirt. Nice block there by Diaz. 1 ball, no strikes now to Humphreys. Lee not stepping too far off of first. He's not being as aggressive as he was in the first inning. Shippahoot's next pitch is in the dirt again, and it's 2 balls, no strikes on Humphrey. Pitcher seems to be laboring just a bit.
Yeah,
I have to be concerned with the coaching staff maybe warming somebody up.
Not only that, and weather's fairly warm out here as well. You got to think he's working up a lather out there.
2 balls, no strikes. The pitch, swung on a miss, runner going. Throw down to second, a little bit high, and Lee slides in for his second stolen base on the afternoon.
Yeah, Lee is having himself an afternoon. 2 for 2, 2 stolen bases, and a run scored.
And now he's in scoring position. 2-0 count on the batter. It's going to be 2-1 count. Humphrey swung at that pitch.
Humphrey has a chance now with the runner in scoring position to give himself a little bit of a cushion.
Defense playing straight back. A little opening on between the second and between the shortstop and the third baseman. There goes a pop-up. Shallow center field. Coming in is Schul.
And Lee is tagging.
And he's got it.
He's not going to go.
Yep. He faked the tag.
Smart move. He would have been gunned down.
Yeah. Good strong throw by the center fielder, Schul. Worthern forced out a runner at second, his first at bat, so he's 0 for 1.
Cleanup batter.
Runner scored to Lee on that force out as he came wide around third and just kept on coming towards home. Sam Diaz trying to make a throw to the plate, but not in time as the ball was jarred loose from the catcher, Adolfo Diaz. Shippahoot looks at the runner at second, and pitch is swung on a miss by Worthern.
And we've seen this throughout the game with Dylan Shippahoot. He gets in a little bit of trouble, but he manages to get out of it. So he makes the pitches when he needs to, and looks to be doing it here.
Yeah, a little bit of a magician on the mound. The 0-1, the pitch is swung on a miss. Again, another almost identical pitch, so down and low. And Worthern swings right over it. 0-2 quickly on Clay. If he can keep that runner at second, it'd be a big lift for the Bulldogs, or for the Braves. Shipahut winds. The pitch is wasted up high. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Clay Pasquale waiting on the clean in the on deck circle. Struck out his first at bat. Hoping to have an opportunity here in this bottom half of the third.
Shipahut looks at second. Here comes the pitch. It's a pop up.
Back our
It's
way.
going to be over the screen and out of play. I don't know where that went. I lost it.
As long as it didn't hit me in the head, I'm good.
I felt like one of those outfielders. I don't know where the ball went. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 men out here in the bottom of the third. The pitch, there goes a drive to left center field. Straightaway left, and caught on the run by Pompa.
Yeah, Wortham put a charge into it, but Pompa right on it. Followed it back, made the catch, and we'll head to the fourth.
No runs on 1 hit, man left on second base. We've completed 3 innings here at Shasta College, with the Fall River Bulldogs leading it 1-0 over the Hamilton Braves on Play On Sports.
If you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying today, tell your school to sign up for the Play On Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP. And that's all sports, not just baseball, football, basketball, your major sports. We'll do water polo and lacrosse and everything in between. Might not be me doing it, but we do it.
Sterling Humphrey on the mound, warming up. As we head to the top of the fourth, there will be Andrew Schipelhout, Dylan Schipelhout, and Aldafo Diaz, the scheduled batters.
Yeah, the meat of the order here. The 3, 4, 5 batters. As we are about halfway through, so still time, but Hamilton needs to start thinking runs on the board here.
Yeah, maybe be a little bit more aggressive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course, in high school only goes 7 innings, so you got 4 more at bats, including this one here. 4 more chances to get through to Humphrey, who's been dealing.
Shipahut had the infield hit in the first inning. A little tapper went over the pitcher's head, and tough play for the shortstop, Clay Worthen. So he got an infield hit in his first at-bat. And the first pitch is in there for a strike on the inside corner. Wasn't hit that strongly, but it doesn't matter. It still counts as a hit.
It's all the same.
Humphrey's ready to go. The 0-1 pitch is a liner up the gut and base hit. Right up the shaft to center field. Bobbled a bit there by Westland, but he regains the ball and throws it in.
And that was by far the cleanest hit thus far off of Sterling Humphrey. And now Dylan Schipelhout will come in and try to get something going. Leadoff man on. And again, the meat of the order up right now. So Hamilton looking to cash in.
Yeah, Dylan struck out his first at-bat.
And Dylan would love nothing more to help himself here.
First pitch by Humphrey, swung on a miss.
Nice.
Took a little bit off the pitch there. Had the batter way out in front.
Yeah, the Hornets of Sacramento State are going to like having him come into the mix next year.
You just get the sense he has a look that you might see him, possibly signing with a major league team eventually. There goes a little off-speed pitch. Tapped out in front of the plate. Shipahut, but a roll is foul.
Well, yeah, he has a great fastball, but he also has great off-speed stuff as well.
That's what I mean, like a little bit of a repertoire there pitching-wise, and develops the third pitch, and look out. 0-2 now on Shipahut. Runner takes a slight lead off of first. The pitch is up high, a wasted pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Top of the fourth here, 1-0 Fall River over the Hamilton Braves.
Dylan, the older brother of the two Schipelhoots. Andrew, a junior, he's at first base after the single. And Dylan, the senior, is at the plate now.
Defensive swing there on the pitch that's chopped it foul behind us. Still 0-2 on Schipelhout. His brother Andrew taking a slight lead off of first. Humphreys looks over there. The 1-2 pitch, and there goes a pop-up over first. Long run for Lee, and he's going to run out of real estate, out of play, foul ball. But Lee is cat-like quick off of first. He went right down that right field line. I thought he had a chance at the ball.
Hence him batting leadoff and 2 stolen bases in this game. He's showing it at first. And typically you don't see your speedster playing first base. That's really,
what I mean.
You see him in the outfield, center field typically.
Yeah. Still 1-2 on Dylan Schuperhoot. Here comes the pitch, a ground ball down the third base line. Picked up there nicely by the third baseman. A long throw, just got him in time.
Yeah, but a heads-up move there by Andrew Schuperhoot. He was running on the play, and after Tyler Kramer made the throw to first to get the out, he heads up, went to third, and now you have a runner at third with only 1 out. So very smart base running there by Andrew Schuperhoot.
Yeah, the ball was hit slowly down the third base line, and Kramer did not have enough time to look the runner at second and keep him there. He had to make the throw over to first. Good read by Andrew Schuperhoot as he came around second, and as Andrew Jensen said, he went right on to third. Too many Andrews in that sentence. Yeah. Adolfo Diaz.
Well, Diaz now will have a chance to tie this one up with 1 away. A fly ball deep enough will tie this game up.
Bounced to second his first at-bat, and he fouls the first one straight back, 0-1. Infield playing in, so they're going to come towards home plate. Do not want to give up this run this late in the contest. So 0-1 count to Adolfo Diaz, the catcher. Humphrey looking at the runner at third. The infield is right on the grass. The pitch is on the outside corner. Strike. Oh, tough pitch to take there by Diaz. 0-2. He has to make contact.
The last thing you want to do here is strike. You want to put the ball in play and force the defense to make a play to get maybe the runner at home. You don't want to strike out.
You want to lift the ball and get it over the infield.
Oh, he's
swung on. Just got a piece of that ball.
He's probably wishing he didn't, as the runner would have scored.
Good off-speed pitch, possibly a curveball there by Humphrey. And he just got a piece of it. I mean, he stepped away out in front, so that was just a good reactionary swing just to even get anything on that ball.
So big 2-strike pitch here.
The pitch, there goes a little tapper out in front of the home plate, but it rolls foul. Still 0-2 on Diaz.
Gotta love the chants in baseball from the dugout.
Andrew Schuperhoot taking a little bit of a lead off a third in foul territory, obviously.
Big run.
Infield still staying in. Humphrey's looking. The 0-2 pitch.
Ooh, that's right
on
there.
The outside corner, called strike 3. The catcher dropped the ball, so he had to throw it down to the first baseman for the putout.
And that's a big out because now, obviously, an out can't score a run. A base hit or otherwise will have to get a run in.
Shea Schul, the center fielder, will step in. He bounced out to second his first at-bat.
Shea Schul has the old school look going with the socks pulled up with the
strike on the outside corner.
Gotta like that old school look.
Oh yeah, the stirrups. Well, now they're the socks, but like the old look with the stirrups. That's a baseball look right there.
Well, he looks like a batter. We'll see if he can come through here.
The 0-1 is on the outside corner. Again, outside. Ball 1-1. Humphrey throwing Schul away, forcing him to go to right field. The 1-1 inside. Cole, strike 2. Good pitch.
Shea Schul, the senior, trying to get a hit here. It would be crushing for Hamilton to leave that runner at third when he was there with only 1 out.
Don't want to waste your scoring opportunities against a quality pitcher like Humphrey. The 1-2, again outside but low. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
There's only 1 strike, 2-1.
2-1. No, 2-2. Referee,
the umpire. Yeah, 2-2. That's what I get for going off the scoreboard.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at third. The pitch swung on, defensive swing and miss. And that will do it. No runs, 1 hit, man left on third. We've completed 3.5 here at Shasta College with the Fall River Bulldogs leading it 1-0 over the Hamilton Braves on Play On Sports.
Play On Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play On Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/playon-network. Keep up with us and all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, playonsports.com.
That's Andrew Jensen. My name is Thomas Conroy. We thank you so much for tuning in here on a Saturday morning. Still 11 o'clock here on the West Coast, as we're coming to you live from Shasta College in Shasta, California. The Fall River Bulldogs lead it 1-0 over the Hamilton Braves in D4 championship here for the CIF Northern Division. We're going to go to the bottom of the fourth. It will be Clay Pasquale, Izzy Vasquez, and Michael Westland coming up for the Bulldogs against Dylan Schipelhot.
Definitely warming up here.
Number 16 to catcher,
Yeah, we're going to have a nice... We're going to feel like a sauna by the end of the third game today, folks.
Got 3 games.
We're in the sun.
9 hours.
First pitch is fouled straight back and out of play to Pasquale.
Pasquale struck out his first plate appearance.
Yep. And he's down 0-1 as Dylan Schipelhot looks in, getting his sign, and he has it. The pitch, again, foul straight back to the screen. 0-2 quickly on Pasquale. Schipelhot maybe caught some of that second wind that athletes get. Here comes the 0-2. Got him swinging.
Did he make contact? No. And they'll apply the tag, and that'll be strikeout number 2 for Pasquale, as he didn't attempt to run the first after Diaz couldn't hold on to that pitch.
Yeah. Ball was dropped by the catcher, Adolfo Diaz, so he had to apply the tag since there was no base runner on first.
number 14,
So one down. Here's Ismael Velasquez. He walked to lead off the second.
And he likes to go by Izzy, as the team was told when I was talking to the coaching staff before the game.
And we'll call him Izzy.
Izzy Velasquez, the DH.
He takes the first pitch up high, ball 1. Schipelhot ready to go. The 1-0 pitch, and there goes a pop-up over first. And that's going to drift into the foul territory. 1-ball, 1 strike. Diaz gave a quick look at it, but then so that ball was tailing away from him. 1-1, 1 out. Schipelhot. Next pitch is off speed, up high, 2 balls and a strike. Good patience there by Vasquez, because if that ball was in his wheelhouse, he could have clubbed it down the left field line. That was kind of tailing up high. Schipelhot's next pitch is a ground ball to third. Coming in is Andrew Schipelhot. Over to first is Sam Diaz. 5-3 on the putout. 2 away.
Schipelhot fired a strike over to first. Sam Diaz catching that.
Yeah, perfect ground ball right to him.
The elder of the 2 Schipelhots, showing he has a gun as well as Dylan pitching. But Andrew showing he can throw it as well.
Michael Westland coming up, center fielder. Struck out in the second. Caught looking. Schipelhot's first pitch is popped straight back onto the screen and out of play. 0-1. Umpire getting a new round of baseballs. As both teams supply baseballs for this contest. The 0-1, here comes the pitch, and it's outside a bit. 1 ball, 1 strike. Oh, Diaz throw back to the pitcher, sails away from him. One ball, 1 strike. And there goes a ground ball right to short, played by Faramdi.
He got it. No.
Oh, he beat the throw.
Yeah,
you were right on.
Well, Westland plays center field, so you know he has some speed. And showing it there, as Fumasi kind of took his time on that one.
Yeah, he did not. He let it play to him instead of charging hard. And that will be an infield hit to Westland.
And that brings up Kramer. So in the ground ball that should have ended the inning, we'll keep the inning alive now, and you got to hope if you're a Hamilton fan that doesn't come back to burn you.
And that has to scorch a pitcher on that. You're thinking you're out of the inning, 1, 2, 3. Now you got to throw extra pitchers, especially late in the contest. That could possibly mean you being out of the game a lot sooner than you want to be. Tanner Kramer, the third baseman, coming up, walked. He takes the first pitch in there for a strike.
Especially when you're talking about a team in Fall River that's lost once this entire year. You know, they're good enough as it is. You don't want to give them extra outs.
Exactly.
Fall River again 25-1 this year, and Hamilton not too shabby themselves, 21-6.
Kramer waits. The next pitch is a pop-up right to the right of
Jared.
us. And it's out of play. Wow, that went right near our cameraman.
Yeah, our cameraman. I don't know if you saw that up there. He might be melting up there.
I mean, he's laid out like a beach, so he's got to get ready. Look alive up there, man. 2 strikes on Kramer. Runner at first. Westland taking a good lead there. He's going to go. The pitch is up high. No throw by Diaz as he stole that base on the pitcher. I saw that all the way. He took his initial lead, and then Andrew kind of hopped out for an extra couple of steps, and when Shubahut didn't see him, he just kept on going to second.
Well, now it basically scores a run, which really would hurt, considering that all aspects you should be out of the inning.
And the 0-2 pitch is up high, so now it's 1 ball, 2 strikes to Tanner Kramer. Runner at second. He takes his lead there. The pitch is up high, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Off speed.
Well, Kramer walked his first plate appearance, and another opportunity here, showing he has a good eye.
Two-strike pitch, and it's
in
there for a call. Strike 3. Nice pitch. Had to wait for a moment to see if the umpire was going to call it. He did. So a runner is left on second base after the hit and the stolen base. So no runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. We've completed now 4 innings here at Shasta College. Fall River Bulldogs lead the Hamilton Braves 1-0 on Play On Sports.
So Play On Sports will have live coverage of the Northern Section Track and Field Finals on Friday, May 24th. And you can also watch highlights from the championship of every spring sport in the Northern Section on PlayOnSports.com. Don't forget to check on Play On Sports' broadcast schedule page to get information on all the upcoming broadcasts from around the Northern Section and beyond. The spring championships are here, only on PlayOnSports.com, which is pretty scary considering I remember the first game of football like it was yesterday, and here we are at the end of the spring, and we're going to have a lull of a couple months until play resumes.
A little break in the announcing chores, but well deserved. It's been a very busy year. We appreciate all the support from you, the fans. Top of the 5th coming up for the Hamilton Braves will be Damian Diaz, Brad Hall, and then Sam Diaz. So they got to make some noise here.
They had their chance last inning, so they're trying to get another one here.
And then in the bottom of the 4th, it looked like Fall River could have upped their lead, but good strikeout there by Dylan Shibahut to get out of the inning. Sam Diaz struck out, but reached on base because of the pass ball to Clay Pasquale. Here comes the first pitch.
Ooh.
Swung on and missed. High fastball.
Hard to lay off that high heat there.
Humphrey looking in, has a sign. Here comes the pitch, and it's a high pop-up in the infield. Second baseman Williams there, and he comes underneath it to make the put out. So pop out to the second baseman, 4 in your scorecard. And I'll bring up Brad Hall, the second baseman. Hall bounced out to third, his first time up. 0 from 1 on the afternoon. First pitch is a swing and a miss, another high fastball. 0-1 to Hall. And Humphreys looks as smooth as ever. As there goes a high drive to right center field. Coming on is Westland.
Did he catch that?
And he got it. No, it flows away
popped
from
out.
him. Hall's going to go to second as the right fielder comes over to throw it in, Durs. And he has himself a double.
Westland gave it a dive and attempt, almost pulled it in, and Hall put a thumping on that one.
Boy, Westland came a long way in the right center and dove for that ball. Thought he had it, but as he hit the ground, the ball jarred loose. Nice play by Ryan Durs coming over to back up and picked that ball up immediately and made a good, strong throw to second, but Brad Hall's in there with a double.
So Sam Diaz now in the ever-important at-bat.
Diaz struck out looking his first time up, and he'll take the first pitch in there for a strike. So the Braves have a runner now at second. Second straight inning that they've had a runner in scoring position. And with one out. Humphreys looking. The pitch to the plate, swung on, took a little bit off.
Got a piece of it.
Strike. Still 0-2. Humphreys looking in. Looking at the runner. Here comes the pitch, and it comes inside too much and hits Diaz right on the shoulder.
And that's not what you, obviously, not what you wanted. You got the number 9 batter, and you have him down 0-2. And now you have runners at first and second with one out and the top of the order coming up.
Yeah.
That is definitely not what Sterling Humphrey had in mind.
First time in this game that they've had now 2 base runners on in an inning as Ricky Pompa steps in, getting a long talk with his third base coach. Pompa 0 for 2 on the day, struck out looking in the first and reached on an error by the shortstop in the Worthen in the third.
And this is definitely, you got to take advantage of your opportunities. They failed to do so the last inning, and now they have another golden chance with the top of the order. Runners at first and second. You're running out of time here. So a big at-bat here for Pompa.
And I think that's what the third base coach wanted to emphasize, is to look alive here. Humphrey's first pitch in the dirt. Nice stop there by Pascal.
Humphrey might be losing a bit here on his stuff. He's been hit a little bit harder this inning, and a few of them have been in the dirt, which he hasn't done for the first part of this game.
Here comes the next pitch, again in the dirt.
He might be running out of gas a little bit.
Yeah, not coming out of the windup. And he's not as consistent getting the ball in the strike zone as he is from the natural position. There goes the pitch on the outside. Again a ball. 3-0 now to Pompa.
And we'll see. This is going to be interesting to see if Pompa has the green light.
The Hamilton dugout and fans are liking this. 3 balls, no strikes to Pompa. 1 man out.
And he is
there
taking
goes
all
pitch
the way.
Again in the dirt. Ball 4. Bases are loaded here with 1 man out. Here comes Theron Fumaze.
Yeah.
He's 0 for 2.
And a wise move here from Coach Estes.
Going to go out there and calm him down a bit. Like it. Fumaze 0 for 2 on the day. He struck out looking and then popped out into a double play with the runner moving to end the third inning. So let's see what he does. As both now, kind of strange, the whole infield is in on the mound in their conversation, and all the base runners now are coming over towards the third base coach, who happens to be the manager, Hogan Brown. So everybody's getting tutelage except for the outfielders, who kind of congregate out in right center field.
Big at-bat coming up here, I mean, to say the least. And again, we saw this in the last at-bat. If you're going to get out, put the ball in play.
Well,
Do not strike out.
Yeah, I think Hogan Brown just wanted to emphasize to the hitter is make good contact. Infield's going to be playing in, so they're going to come towards the plate, but you don't want to hit it into a double play. Keep him on the ropes and get some runs here. Chip away. Humphrey's first pitch is a line out of left field. It's going to fall in front of left field for a base hit. 1 run will score. Here comes the second. The relay to the plate. Not in time. It gets away from Pascal. Both runners move up. So Theron Fumaze gets an RBI single. 2 runs batted in. And right, just like that, the Braves are ahead 2-1 on the Fall River Bulldogs.
Wow. And he didn't hesitate at all. He came up and saw a pitch he liked and hit it right on the button. And the Hamilton faithful very excited.
Brad Hall and Sam Diaz score. Ricky Pompa moves to third, and Theron Fumaze at second with it.
Yeah, he moved to second.
A single on the throw to the home plate. He gets the extra base, but give him a single.
And still a lot of work to be done here. As that one's in the dirt.
Gets in the dirt, gets away from Pasquale. Pompa will score. Fumaze will move to third, and just like that, it's 3-1. Hamilton Braves. Wow, everything's falling apart now.
Yeah, he was on his game all game long until this inning, and he just hasn't had it. Balls have been in the dirt, and they've been hitting them hard. It's a combination of maybe being a little bit tired and the third time around for these batters seeing him. So kind of figuring out what he has.
And I think the home plate umpire wanted to talk to the third base umpire to confirm whether or not that ball went into the dugout on that wild pitch, because if it did, then the runner at third would automatically come in. You get two bases on that type of play, but he did not. 1 ball, no strikes now to Schipelhout, who's 2 for 2 on the afternoon. 1-0 pitch is a pop-up, straight up to shoot, and out of play, 0-1. Andrew had a single up the middle in the first inning, and then a solid single to right center in the fourth. So he's 2 for 2. See if he could get 3 for 3 as Humphrey's next pitch is up high. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Yeah.
Still only 1 man out. Two-1 to Schipelhout. Humphrey's pitch swung on and missed, took a little bit off of it. Had the batter a little bit out in front. Schipelhout steps out of the plate, readjusts himself, and also look down to the third base coach. The 2-2 pitch is a little tapper down the third base line. It's going to roll foul. Schipelhout got tangled up as he came out of the batter's box, but didn't have to worry about that as the ball went foul. Still 2-2, 1 man out. Theron Fumaze on at third base. He is the star of the game thus far with that two-run base hit. There goes Schipelhout. Little bouncer up the middle, base hit. Here comes Fumaze in the score. Schipelhout takes a wide turn around first, and it's just like that. It's 4-1 now, Hamilton over Fall River.
The number 2 seed waking up here in the 5th inning.
Wow. 4 runs on 3 hits, a hit batsman, and a wild pitch. And here comes Dylan Schipelhout, 0 for 2 on the day, struck out and bounced out to third.
They don't want to stop here. They want to keep going.
Runner fakes going, and the pitch is up high. Pascal fakes it, throw down to first as Andrew Schipelhout moves back towards the first baseman's bag. Comes the pitch, there goes a drive to straightaway center. Westland has it as he had to played it perfectly as he waited for that ball to come down, but a hard out, as they say. A little liner out to center field, put out 8, and there's 2 away here for the Braves as Aldolfo Diaz will step up. Diaz 0 for 2, bounce out in the second, and then struck out looking in the fourth. Humphrey looking in. First pitch is up high. Runner goes. Throw down to second. Goes past the shortstop into center field. There goes Andrew Schipelhout. He'll move to third. It gets away from the center fielder. Here comes Schipelhout around third. The throw to the plate will not be in time. So on the stolen base, a throwing error on Pasquale, and then a fielding error on Westland scores the 5th run for the Hamilton Braves.
You know, I love the play call. Put the pressure on. You have a runner at first with 2 outs. Put the pressure on Fall River, and we saw what happened when the pressure pressure comes on, they throw the ball in the center fielder overruns it, and instead of just waiting for something to happen there, we're going to make something happen. And you got to like it.
I love it. I agree with you.
Especially in this position when you have the lead, when you can you have a big lead, you have the ability to kind of be in a position to make something happen.
There goes a pop-up straight back and over the screen, out of play. So give 2 errors on that play. It's a throwing error to Clay Pascal, the catcher, and then a fielding error to Westland for overrunning the ball. And there goes the pitch in the dirt. Nice stop there by Pascal, as it's 1 ball, 1 strike to Adolfo Diaz, the Hamilton Braves catcher. 5 runs in the inning. There goes the pitch right at the knees for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Diaz.
You got a feel for Sterling Humphrey, too, because he had pitched absolutely superb for the first 4 innings. And the wheels came off here, and he's still trucking out there trying to get out of this.
2-2 pitch. There goes a tapper to short. Played nicely by Worthen. He bobbles it. Throw to first. Nice dig out by Lee to get the runner. Wow, give Jesse Lee a nice play there. That will do it. 5 runs in the inning on 3 hits, 1 wild pitch, 2 errors, and just like that, the Hamilton Braves lead the Fall River Bulldogs 5-1 on PlayOnSports.com.
Again, we talked about it earlier, but if you want to have your sports broadcast on the internet, you definitely want to get in contact with us. And you go on to our website on playonsports.com/SBP. And again, we can cover any program at your school. So definitely look at the website and get in contact with us so we can come on out and make other sports be heard on playonsports.com.
So the defense getting ready here, Andrew. Fall River has some work to do as they trail it now 5-1.
Yeah, definitely have some work to do. I think, number one, they got to keep their heads up. You can't come up here thinking it's over. You still have 3 plate appearances left. Right. Obviously, you've had a great year. You have 1 loss. Obviously, you can score some runs. So you just got to go at it one at a time here and don't expect to get them all back on one swing.
Well, the catalyst on the afternoon will be the number 2 guy in the lineup. As Doors will lead it off, then Jesse Lee will be batting second, and Brad Williams will be the 3rd man up. Jesse Lee made a fine play at first. Worthen kind of bobbled that ball as he transferred it out of his glove to his throwing arm, or his throwing hand, and he had to fire that ball over there. But Lee made a nice play adjusting his feet to make that 3rd out. So Ryan Durs will step up towards the plate. 0 for 1 on the afternoon. Bounced out to 3rd in the 2nd. And it'll be interesting to see what Dylan Schipplehot does here. How he will react now, up 5 runs. Comes the first pitch in the dirt, gets away from Diaz. 1 ball, no strikes.
The Doers right now needs to do something to get on base for the top of the order. They would love to have a runner on with nobody out.
There goes the pitch right at the knees, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Scoreboard operator a little bit ahead. 1-1. Schipplehot pitch, swung on a miss, a high fastball.
And you can tell Dylan Schipplehot right now is kind of rejuvenated out on the mound, knowing he has some runs to work with, and he's firing some strikes right now.
1-2, here comes the pitch. Swung on a miss, outside corner, high heat on the outside, and he got him. 1 down. Here comes Jesse Lee now. Lee stepping in, 2 for 2 on the day. 2 singles, a run scored, 2 stolen bases. Now let's see if he can continue his magic here. First pitch by Schipplehot is an off-speed up high, 1 ball, no strikes.
Is that your phone going off, Thomas?
No. 1-0. The pitch fouled back on the screen again. Another off-speed pitch. Had Lee out in front. Fouls it to the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike. No, I'm an old vet here in the booth. You just turn that stuff off. Mute it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here comes the pitch in the dirt. 2-1.
Since we're not in a booth,
Yeah,
do you
well,
still turn it off?
Yeah. Part of the crowd today, but we'll like it. 2-1 pitch, again in a little bit low, just below the knees. That'll make it 3-1 now on Lee.
And again, you're not going to get all those runs back on one swing. So Lee right now has to do his best to get on base. And
there goes a hard ground ball to second. Williams, went right through the wickets in the right field for an error. Let the ball play him, and that happens on to you. He feels, even though they rake him on the heat, and still kind of a little choppy, and right there, did not be aggressive defensively.
And that's definitely what you don't want. Allow any kind of extra outs when you're trying to put a team away.
Yeah, especially not Lee, because he will try for second. Williams, the second baseman. It's going to be Brett Hall with the error there for Hamilton. Brad Williams is up 0 for 1. There goes a grounder to the third. Triple hot to Hall. Oh, the high throw gets away from the second baseman. Lee gets up. He will go to third. Williams will hold at second, so that'll be 2 back-to-back errors. Throwing error on the third baseman, Andrew Shipplehot.
And now you got your number 3 batter with 2 guys on, with only 1 out.
And here comes Hogan Brown, the coach for the Braves. He'll come out to the mound. Wants to talk to his whole infield.
Yeah, just trying to settle him down a little bit. Because in all honesty, you should have some out. I mean, you have 2 runners on and 1 out, but it's not like the ball was hit sharply and you have runners on.
Yeah, I think if Andrew Shipplehot, the third baseman, had to do it again, I think he would have not tried to get the double play and just got the shore out at first. Because he had to rush it because Lee, as we said, has speed. And he was coming on that second baseman, Hall. And it had to be a perfect throw. It was a little bit high, and I think Lee, with his slide, did not give Hall had to kind of jump out of the way to avoid a collision with him and still try to make a catch on the throw.
Well, Humphrey has a chance now to redeem himself a little bit. After giving up 5 runs in that last inning, he has a chance now to help himself and at least get one of them back.
0 for 2 on the day is Humphreys. Struck out looking in the first and flied to center in the third as he takes one inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Pitches in the dirt. Nice stop there by Diaz to get out in front of that ball. Still 2-0 on Humphrey. Shipplehot looks at Lee at third. Here comes the pitch to the plate. Low again, and now it's 3-0.
Well, you don't want to walk him and then bring the cleanup guy up with the bases loaded.
Yeah, Clay Worthen, the shortstop. 3 balls, no strikes, 1 man out. Runners on, and taking all the way is Humphreys, and he will go to first on ball 4. So the bases are loaded now.
Now you got your power guy coming up.
Lee is on third, Williams is on at second, and Humphreys is on at first, and Clay Worthen stepping in 0 for 2. We're going to get a pinch runner now for Fall River. Number 11 for Fall River, Tanner Galen, will come in for Humphrey.
Now batting, the cleanup hitter for the Bulldogs, number 12, Clay
Worthen, as we said, 0 for 2. Forced a runner in the first inning and then flied out to left field in the third. Shipplehot's first pitch is right at the knees for a strike. 0-1. He needed that. Infield playing in, except for the shortstop, he's playing about halfway. So is the second baseman. But the 2 corner defenders are in on the grass.
Ooh.
Pitch away, swung on a miss by Worthen, looking to go down the right field line. Could not keep up with the ball. 0-2 quickly on the batter. Shipplehot's ready to go. The batter stepped out. Now he's back into the box. The 0-2 pitch, and there goes a drive to right center field. Long run from Montanez. Can he get it? Can he get
Nope.
it? Can't get it. It's in the gap off the wall. 1 run will score. Here comes another run. Oh, they got runners tied up between second and third. They're going to let everybody get back to the bag.
Ooh, they had a chance at a double play there.
What happened there?
Well, they're saying that the runner, Wortham, already touched second base, which would mean he's already out because you can't have two runners on the same base.
That's a good call.
And that's what he's arguing right here. There should be a runner
I think now
out.
the umpires are going to meet up. Let's see what happened here.
Because that would be an out.
The shortstop held the ball.
He's not allowed to come back.
The shortstop held the ball right behind the pitcher's mound and didn't make a play.
So only one run comes in. But
so give Wortham a single.
A long single.
And 1 run scored. But Williams held at third, and that was surprising to me.
And that's what caused that whole fiasco.
Clay Pascal stepping in, struck out twice as he takes the first pitch up high. So it's 5-2 now. Hamilton Braves over the Fall River Bulldogs. There goes a line drive to left field. Coming in is the left fielder. He's going to play it on the hop.
Yeah, he's going to get a force out.
Here comes the throw to third, and he's not in time.
Oh. And now I think we may have another argument.
It's a force.
Yeah, it would have been a force at third, and that's what he's arguing. They're trying to say, was he on the bag? And now they're going to believe they're going to take Shipplehute out. No argument from.
So Shipplehute is out of the game, and he will play third base.
No argument from Coach Brown there on that force play because it would have been a force at third. He had a hold to see if the ball was going to be caught. But give Pasquale some credit there as
he came charging in from left field, Andrew, and then realized he was not going to be able to get that ball, and he had to play it on the hop. Williams held up to make sure he didn't catch it, and then he came in easily to score from third. Moving to third base was the pinch runner, Gillian, for Humphrey, the pitcher. And he slid on the outside part of the bag and beat the throw there from Pampa, the left fielder.
Yeah, Clay Pasquale had struck out twice prior to that at bat and hit a drive to left field to get a run.
Kind of strange calls here, as this fifth inning has been one for the ages. Both teams erupting now. It's still 5-3. Braves still have the lead. But right now they will have runners at first and third with 1 out. And a new pitcher on the mound. And actually the Shipplehute brothers will just switch positions as Dylan moves to third and his brother will go to the mound.
It's going to bring up Izzy Velasquez, who's 0 for 1 with a walk.
It makes our scorebook so much easier when the two brothers
switch
positions.
You have to change the first name?
Yeah. So
especially when they have a long last name like that.
Andrew Shipplehute is now pitching, and here comes the first pitch to Izzy Velasquez. Is up high, ball 1. Velasquez walked to lead off the bottom of the second and then bounced out to third. And there goes a little streaming liner into the Hamilton Braves dugout for a foul ball.
And you can tell Andrew Shipplehute can really bring it.
The inning started turning for the Braves when the error by the second baseman, Brad Hall. Here comes the pitch, a little bit of a high arcer that stayed high, 2 balls and a strike. Jesse Lee reached on base on an error by Hall. Then there was a throwing error by Andrew Shipplehute, who's now the pitcher, when he's playing third as the pitch is low. 3 balls and a strike. Sterling Humphrey drew a walk on 4 pitchers. Then the fun began as Clay Worthing hit a drive to right center field that one-hopped the wall for a single as Williams held at third. And there goes the pitch in the dirt, ball 4, so the bases are reloaded. A little bit of a running miscue by Williams. He
Well,
stayed at third, and then we had a runner held up.
you know
Pinch
what?
runner, Therion, between second and third.
You know it really hurts too if you're a Hamilton fan. Is this inning started with the strikeout, but then 2 errors let this inning kept going,
Right.
and now we are where we are because of the errors.
Here comes Michael Westland, 1 for 2. First pitch is in the dirt. Finish up our recap, then Clay Pascal stepped in, and he singled to left field, right in front of the left fielder Pampa for another run batted in. And that's where we have it, 2 runs in as the next pitch is in there for a strike by Andrew Schipelhot. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 man out, bases are loaded. Next pitch is up high, 2 balls and a strike. Michael Westland struck out looking in the second, and as I said, singled and stole base in the fourth. The 2-1, there goes a pop-up out of play. 2-2, just over the first base dugout. Schipelhot looking in, here comes the pitch, and there goes a little liner, foul down the first base line. Still 2-2. Bases are loaded. 2-2 pitch, and it's a pop-up again over first. Diaz going to make a run for it, and out of my view, and I guess out of play. Still 2-2 on the pesky Michael Westland. Dylan Schipelhot started it for the Braves. He was relieved here in this inning by his brother, Andrew Schipelhot. The 2-2 pitch, a little tapper right in front of the plate. Here comes the catcher. He's going to try to tag the runner coming down the third base line. He did not. Runner is safe. What is the argument here? I thought he called him safe.
He did. That's what he was arguing.
Okay.
He said that's what he was arguing. He was arguing with the wrong umpire.
The umpire looked at him like, "Why are you yelling at me?"
He's like, "Call him safe."
But the umpire between second and third ruled it a foul ball. And I wonder if it hit the home plate. If it hits home plate, then it's an automatic foul ball. And that's what must have happened. I did not see that.
The whole plate umpires. What are you doing? And then the other umpire come running in and he was the one that made the foul call.
2-2. Here comes the pitch. And there goes a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Big strikeout. Defense now will move back and breathe a sigh of relief.
Five 5-3.
Scoreboard says 5-4. It's wrong. They scored that run, but the runner had to go back to third. 1-0 pitch, and it's low. No, in there for a strike. 9th man of the bat in the inning, Tana Kramer. Kramer walked and was caught looking. It's 5-3, folks, not 5-4 if you're monitoring. And there goes the pitch in there for a strike, as now Schipelhot's caught his wind and his accuracy. And really repeating his motion terrifically here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 men out. The pitch, and it's up high. A little bit of an off speed. It tailed high, 2-2. So Clay Worthen is at third. Pasquale's at second. There goes a high chopper to third. Dylan Schipelhot trying to get it. Taking the ball out of his glove. Loses it. Runner is safe. Run scores. We're still loaded. And now it's a 5-4 ball game.
I think you have to credit that as an infield hit, but in all honesty, I think he would have had a chance if he feels that cleanly.
Yeah, it's a tough play. He was moving on the ball, a little chopper over the mound. Schipelhot caught it, Dylan that is, and as he tried to take it into his throwing arm, it came out of his hands.
Well, Dewars is up again. He's one that started this inning with that strikeout, and here he is again with the bases loaded. Has a chance to.
Dewars' first pitch is low, ball 1. Dewars is 0 for 2. He struck out to start the inning. And there goes a little tapper again to third, charging now Andrew Schipelhot the mound. Throws it first, got it. The pitcher came out of nowhere to help out his brother and threw the base runner out. So Durs has the inevitable reward of making 2 outs in 1 inning. But as we recap it, 3 runs on 3 base hits. There were 2 errors in the inning, and the bases were left loaded. At the end of 5 innings here, folks, it's 5-4 Hamilton Braves over the Fall River Bulldogs on PlayOnSports.com.
So here in the top of the 6th inning. As Hamilton will look to respond. They had a big inning. Fall River responds with a big inning of their own. And it's going to be Shea Scholl that's going to lead things off here for Hamilton. So Scholl will head to the plate. Yes, Scholl's at the plate as Humphrey stays in to pitch after that rocky last inning, and he'll come in and have a chance to redeem himself a bit. First pitch up high, ball 1. Scholl, Damian Diaz, and Brad Hall are the scheduled batters for the top half of the 6th inning. That one misses outside, 2-0. The count now. And according to the official score, we have a tie game at 5 apiece. And that's ball 3. So Humphrey hasn't recovered, it seems, from that last rough outing, last inning. But it looks like we missed a run in that shuffle, and it's officially 5-5.
I'm just looking at my scorecard, and Worthing was on third. He would be the only other runner that was eligible to score.
We'll try to get that straightened out. And that one in there for a strike. 3-1 to Shea Scholl, the senior. And that one taken for a ball. So the leadoff man is on as Humphrey. And I think that's going to be it, as Coach Estes is calling a time, and he's saying we're making a switch. So he'll come out. Humphrey will come out, and it looks like who's that coming in for him?
It's number 12. And
that's Clay Worthen will come in and relieve Humphrey after he was dominant for the first part of this game, but has been very shaky since. And walks the leadoff man here, and Worthen will come in.
And actually, Humphreys will move to short. Or third, excuse me.
And it's going to be Damian Diaz, who gets the luxury of facing the new pitcher.
I still don't know how they get the 4.
So we're in the top half.
Tie the game.
Yeah, we're top half of the 5th, or 6th, excuse me, right now. Top half of the 6th inning, and we have it at 5-4, but the official score has it at 5 apiece. But we have to go with what the official score has.
Right.
And here we go. Scholl draws the leadoff walk, and Damian Diaz, the DH, will come in and try to get something going and break this tie. So Worthen will come in and try to stop the bleeding.
Yeah, Sterling Humphrey moves to shortstop from the pitcher's mound as they exchange positions.
And Diaz setting up for a bunt. Worthen fields it, and then we'll take the easy out over at first. So Demon Diaz with the sacrifice will send Scholl to second base, and now Brad Hall will come up with a runner in scoring position.
Now batting number 5, Brad Hall.
So Hall at the plate. He doubled in his last plate appearance, and he'll take that one up high for ball 1.
Hall bounced out the third and then doubled and scored in the 5th. He started that that rally with the double with the 1-out double in the 5th in the 3-run
fouls that one off his foot.
Excuse me, in the 5-run 5th.
To even up the count at 1 apiece. Top half of the 6th, all tied up at 5 apiece.
Pending further review.
Well, I think where the confusion was when Worthen hit that shot to right field with the bases loaded, as Hall takes that one outside for ball 2. 2-1 the count. I think that's where the confusion was because the bases were loaded, and Worthen hit that shot, and only one person scored there because they had to move back, and I think that's where they counted 2 runs.
There goes the
Hall hits a foul ball to the right side, and it looks like it's going to fall out of play, and it does. The count is 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, runner at second base. But that's where it was because the bases couldn't have remained loaded if 2 guys scored.
Right.
And I think that's where the confusion was.
And looking where the scorer table is, they're still talking about it.
2-2 count, 1 out. Worthen, the pitch, and Hall out in front, swings and misses, strike 3. And that will bring up Sam Diaz now, the number 9 batter with the runner at second.
Good pitch by Clay Worthen there, way on the outside.
Number 16, Samuel Diaz.
Worthen's pitch, Diaz takes for a strike, 0-1. So Worthen's coming in firing. And he has been on point since he has come in to relieve Humphrey.
He's your classic closer, just throwing strikes, not being bashful about it.
Worthen takes a look, fires, and that one just misses, and the count is evened at 1 apiece.
Sam Diaz struck out looking in the 3rd and was hit by a pitch and scored in the 5th. In that 5-run 5th.
Yeah, and that hit by a pitch was big because he was down 0-2 on the count. Ground ball to short, fielded by Humphrey. He fires over to Lee for out number 3, and that will do it for the top half of the 6th. So 1 runner stranded. No runs come across, and we'll head to the bottom of the 6th, all knotted at 5 apiece.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here this afternoon? Then tell your school to sign up for Play On Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Well, it's going to be Jesse Lee leading off the top of the order, then Brad Williams and Sterling Humphrey. And Lee is 2 for 3. He reached on an error his last plate appearance.
And I should formally reintroduce you, Andrew Jessen, back on play-by-play, but with the chaos with the scoring, I apologize.
Yeah, I'm glad that you had to deal with that one.
And you know what? I just saw the umpire talk to the.
Leading off the bottom of the
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if they'll ever get that fixed.
Bulldogs. Leadoff hitter, first baseman, number 13, Jesse.
So Jesse Lee, who scored the first run of the game, has 2 stolen bases and 2 hits, will come up and lead off and try to get something going here. And if they can score, then they're 3 outs away from winning the championship here in the Northern section for Division 4. So a big inning here for Fall River. They have a chance, if they can get on the board at the top of the order, to close the deal.
Yeah, Lee got that scoring going in the fifth when he reached on error by Hall, the second baseman.
And Lee hits a shot to left field, diving attempt. Did he make the catch? He did!
Papa coming over towards the line, Andrew, and dove out to make the catch.
Wow.
What a play.
Yeah, that's going on the highlight reel, as Pampa may have saved the game there.
Yeah.
Because you get Lee, if he doesn't make that catch, it probably goes behind him.
Yep.
And with Lee's speed, he goes to at least second base.
Maybe even third if it kind of rolls out there.
So Pampa, the game-saving catch.
Wow, great read on the ball and just put out just leaped out there and made a great catch. What a play.
Williams now will come to the plate. And that was pretty impressive.
Williams is 0 for 2, hit by a pitch in the first.
And he takes that pitch for a strike. 1-1 the count, 1 out. Bottom half of the sixth inning, all tied at 5.
Struck out in the third and reached on a throwing error by the third baseman and scored.
Foul back right towards us, 1-2 the count.
Almost had the glove ready.
Andrew Schipelhout still on the mound, relieving his brother last inning. And this time the ball is looped and misplayed by the second baseman, Brad Hall. And it's going to fall in for a base hit. Hall, it looks like, wasn't sure if he was going to let it catch it on the bounce or catch it in the air, and it bounced right past him.
I think he also got kind of thrown off by the first baseman, Diaz, who initially was going towards the ball. And then just could not react quick enough, and it fell in front of him.
And Humphrey now coming in with a runner at first with 1 away. And that one taken inside, ball 1.
Do you give Williams a hit?
Yeah, you got to give him a hit there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just he misplayed it, but you can't assume he was going to catch it.
I got you.
Bottom line, you can't assume it out.
No, unless it touches the
glove.
glove.
Exactly. So runner at first, and that pitch taken down for a ball. 2-0 the count, runner at first, 1 away. Sterling Humphrey, starting pitcher, now playing shortstop, takes that one in for a strike. 2-1 the count, or 1-1 the count, I should say. Schipelhout getting the sign, fires. That one's low. Ball 2. Williams, a runner at first base. I don't think he'll be running in this situation. Top of the order, 1 out. And that one low and outside. It is ball 4. I was right. I, again, let the scoreboard dictate. That was ball 4. So runners at first and second with 1 out. Now runner in scoring position for Worthen, who started this whole comeback with that drive to right field. Now he has a chance to give his team the lead if he can get a hit here. Worthen hits a high fly out of play. 0-1 the count. And Worthen with the 0-1 count steps back in the plate. Runners at first and second, 1 out. The pitch. And Worthen thought about it, lets it go, and it's going to be called a strike. So he's behind 0-2. Looked like he wanted to swing, and last minute changed his mind.
Yeah, it looked way off stride there.
So an 0-2 count to the cleanup batter. Worthen takes that one upstairs, ball 2. Or ball 1. We'll get it right eventually.
Hey, don't go at his scoreboard.
Yeah.
He's giving up.
This one, Worthen's out in front, makes contact and won't be able to be caught, and it falls foul.
Nice effort by Diaz as he ran down the right field line. Just could not come up with the ball.
And if you reckon, the last time Worthen was up, he had the bases loaded. He was behind in the count as well when he hit that drive to right field. We have a timeout on the field as Diaz makes his way up to the pitcher's mound to discuss with Andrew Shibahoot what he is going to do here.
Runner at second, the go-ahead run. Williams is there. As Humphreys is on at first after drawing the walk.
Pitch is fouled back yet again. This one heading towards the sack bar.
Yeah, Clay really hanging tough here, Clay Worthen.
And Hamilton has to realize, and they do realize the importance of this batter here with runners at first and second with only one out. You got your number 4 hitter, you're probably your most powerful hitter. They can get him out.
And pretty much Worthen now has probably seen every pitch in Shipahat's arsenal, so the more he gets comfortable, the better timing he can kind of judge on each pitch. Might get a base hit here.
This one is taken for a ball.
Nice block by Diaz again, really sacrificing his body to get out there and keep it in front of him.
2-2 the count. Clay Worthen trying to get a hit here and give his team the lead again. They relinquished the lead in the 5th, able to tie it up, and now we have another time as some confusion between catcher and pitcher.
Yeah, Shipahat not liking the signs given to him by his catcher. Calls him out to the mound, so they'll have a verbal exchange here on what exactly he wants to throw.
And the pitch is yet again fouled back. This time again towards the snack bar.
Inside out of that swing.
So Worthen's getting the good opportunity to look at everything that pitcher has to offer here.
Yeah, they're making no bones about it. They want to keep the ball inside on Worthen. Do not want him to send his arms.
And Worthen takes that one, just misses outside.
Wow.
Just missed. So Worthen now will again foul it off. Diaz making a play at it. Can he catch it? No, just out of the reach. Looked like he may have a play, but just out of the reach of the first baseman, Diaz.
And he went a long way down the right field line, just could not come up with it.
It's a long at bat. In long at bats, the pitcher, or excuse me, the batter has the advantage because, again, they get to see, kind of learn what the pitcher's doing.
He's keeping everything inside on Worthen. Does not want to extend his arms.
That one taken for a strike. So after the long battle, Worthen goes down looking for out number 2. Big out. And that brings Pasquale up, who had a big hit earlier, and he'll have a chance to do it again. I believe it'll be Pasquale.
I think we're going to get a pinch hitter here. Number 9,
yeah, we have
Brian Smith.
Yeah, so Pasquale, who had the big hit, will go out, and Brian Smith comes in. Only a freshman.
Big chance for him.
Yeah. He has a chance to make a name for himself as a freshman here if he can get a hit with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position.
Smith, another right-handed hitter. As Andrew said, he is a freshman on this year's varsity squad.
Runners at first and second, 2 outs. First pitch is taken down low for ball 1.
Coming in to bat is number 9, Brian Smith.
And Brian Smith will look to be the hero. 1-0 pitch. Andrew Shipahoot misses that one outside, 2-0. Smith is right now got to think he's pretty nervous up there. as he takes that one in for a strike. 2-1. Has yet to swing the bat. Two and one pitch is taken outside for a ball. 3-1.
Looks like Shippahoot's laboring a bit here in this inning.
As Velasquez, the DH, waits on deck, hoping to get an opportunity. 3-1 the count. Pitch is fouled back right towards us, and the count is full.
Of that. Nicely done. Smith, a little defensive swing, but gets the job done.
So full count for Smith. The pitch. Runners are going. Swung on and miss, and that will do it. End of the inning. Smith goes down swinging. And we'll head to the top half of the seventh. And Hamilton and Fall River all squared up.
Play On Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play On Sports on both Facebook and Twitter, and you can have access to thousands of live and demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
And you know what gets forgotten in that last inning was that diving catch by Pompa. That really could have been
big play.
Diving catch. And again, if he misses that, chances are that's rolling past him. And with the speed that Lee has, who knows where we stand right now. But Pompa made the catch. And now he's going to have a chance to do something at the plate.
Yeah,
he's leading off.
That always seems the karma in baseball. You make a great play in the field, and you usually lead off the next inning.
Yeah, it's the top of the order. Pompa, Fumasi, and Andrew Shippahoot coming in and trying to put the pressure square on Fall River as we are in the final inning of regulation here. Regulation ball.
Pompa 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Caught looking on, struck out caught looking in the first, reached on an error by the shortstop in the third, and then walked in the fifth and scored a run in that great 5-run inning for the Braves.
And Worthen throws ball one to Pompa. Second one swung on and missed. Count evened up at 1 apiece. Ricky Pompa has a chance to get on base here and further the heroics, but he'll swing and miss on that one. 1-2 the count.
Yeah, Worthen's not being bashful. Let's rear back and fire the baseball. If you can hit it, fine. Not really all that technical with his approach on the mound.
There he goes for pitch 4. That one fouled back. Count remains 1-2.
Yeah, good defensive swing there by Pompa, fouling that ball back.
The 1-2 pitch is taken for ball 2. Count evened up at 2 apiece.
Ball bounced in the dirt, went all the way back to the backstop.
Fumasi on deck. Had that big single in that 5th inning for 2 RBIs. As Pompa takes that one outside, and the count is now full, 3-2.
Way to come back in the count, down 0-2 now.
And here's Worthen's pitch. Is fouled towards the right side. And our view is cut, and it goes out of play.
All I saw was Jesse Lee just running towards the foul territory, and obviously he did not come up with it.
So Pompa at the plate. Full count. Worthen's pitch on the way. Is taken for a strike. Pompa goes down looking.
Wow, he charged out of that He charged out of the batter's box thinking he drew a walk, but called strike 3.
And Theron Fumasi now will head to the plate, trying to get on base and let the power behind them knock him in.
And he got the rally going with that two-run single with 1 out in the 5th.
Well, I'll tell you this. Fall River would much rather see Andrew and Dylan Shippahoot with nobody on base rather than somebody on base. And so a big out here for
Smith
Fall River. But yeah,
Andrew Smith running out to the mound. Talk to Worthen. Go ahead.
So whatever they had to say was quick. And Fumasi will head back to the plate with a 1-0 count. The pitch. Taken outside, ball 2. And I'm guessing Fumasi is going to be taken all the way here. And he is. That one for a strike, 2-1. They're just trying to get him on base. Two and 1 pitch is taken outside, ball 3. So 3-1 now for Fumasi, who is 1 for 2, or 1 for 3. Struck out, popped out to that in that double play earlier. Takes that one for a strike, 3-2. Full count pitch, grounded to second, bobbled by Williams, and he can't make the play. So Fumasi reaches on an error.
Yeah, that play, Lee went charging in the hole between first and second, knew he couldn't come up with it, and Williams, I don't think, really charged the ball, expecting Lee's cat-like quickness to come up with that ground ball, and then he had to make a second kind of effort towards the ball, and then he just could not come up with the play cleanly. And Fumasi charging down that line got himself on base. A nice play.
And he's running. Fumasi's going, and he's going to make it without a throw as that ball was in the dirt. So a runner in scoring position with your number 3 and 4 batters coming up. And again, I like a lot the aggressiveness on running there. Don't let the game come to you. You right now be aggressive, make things happen, and that's what they're doing.
Couldn't agree more on that.
Runner at second with 1 out. Again, pitch in the dirt. Taken for a ball, 2-0.
Andrew Shippahoot, 3 for 3 on the afternoon, 3 singles, a stolen base, an RBI, and a run scored.
Ground ball towards third, snared, nice play. Throw to first, dug out for the out. What a play by Kramer and what a play by Lee. The runner does advance to third, but what a play.
Yeah, Lee did the smart thing as Fumasi charged the third after the throw by the third baseman, as he just charged the ball in towards the mound and conceding the base, but did not want to risk a throwing error. Score play there by Jesse Lee.
Kramer with that dig, though. They made that look easy, and then throw and a dig out of the dirt for the out. So now runner at third with 2 outs. And Dylan Shippahoot, the starting pitcher, hits a drive towards the gap of left center, and a leaping catch made by Jake Moore ends the threat, and Fall River will head to the bottom of the 5th with a chance to win it.
Gave it a ride, did Shippahoot, but right as the left fielder got a nice read on it to get the last out of the inning.
Yeah, I thought that was going to drop. They had it played perfectly. They had him played towards the gap rather than the line. And Moore was able to get over there and make the catch.
Now Hamilton will go out defensively.
And this is it. A run ends it for Fall River. And
then we go to extra frames.
They're going to have Izzy Velasquez, Michael Westland, and Tyler Kramer, the scheduled batters. So 6, 7, 8 batters. And Izzy Velasquez, the DH, has 2 walks and a ground out thus far.
Final from Butte College, congratulations to Maxwell High School. The Division 5 section championship, they get the win 8-0 over Chester.
bottom of the 7th, all tied up at 5 apiece. Andrew Schipelhout is still on the mound. And Izzy Velasquez, the DH.
Bottom of the 7th inning here in the D4 section title game. Designated hitter number 14, Ismael Velasquez.
Velasquez 0 for 1 with 2 walks on the afternoon.
Ooh, and he's hit by a pitch. So the leadoff man on, he has 2 walks and the hit by a pitch. So he's been on base 3 out of 4 times.
And not at all the way you want to start off the bottom of the 7th.
Now you got your speedster in Westland in center field. Do you try to bunt him over? We're going to have a pinch runner here. So Izzy Velasquez will come out, and Jake Moore, the left fielder, comes in to run. He just had that big catch. Do you run here? Would you? With nobody out.
I don't see any problem with it.
You take away the winning run is on the base pass, you risk having them thrown out with nobody out. That's why managers do what they do. A lot of decisions here.
I think the safe play is to bunt him over.
And you got a speedster who actually has a chance of beating out the bunt, too, if he's able to get a good one down. So Michael Westland, who is 1 for 3 at an infield single and 2 strikeouts thus far in this ball game. He's squaring the bunt. It's in the dirt, and that's going to advance the runner, so why steal? And the winning run is in scoring position with nobody out.
Yeah, wild pitch there by Schipelhout. Got in the dirt, got away from the catcher Diaz as he just could not get there all the way on the outside part of the plate there, and that ball went right back to the backstop.
Do you still try to bunt here and get him the third with 1 out? That way a fly ball wins it? Deep fly ball?
Yeah, I mean, now the bunt has to come into play because you want that runner at third with less than 1 out.
1-0, he's swinging, and he takes it for a strike, 1-1. Kramer waits on deck, the third baseman. And the count 1-1 to Michael Westland, the center fielder. Squares and bunts it high in the air, and it's going to be caught as Andrew Schipelhout is able to stay afloat by his first baseman who keeps him up. But Westland, not a good at bat, pops that one out.
Yeah, didn't square the bunt on that play and bunted it straight up in the air. And nobody called for the ball because Diaz came charging in, and I think he just realized at the last second that Schipelhout was right on the first base line when he made the catch.
Kramer now going to get instruction from Coach Estes.
Kramer 1 for 2 with a walk. He had an RBI in that 5th inning. As everybody's having a meeting, batter with the third base coach, the manager obviously, down the third base line, and then on the mound, the second baseman and the first baseman were with Schipelhout.
All tied up, bottom of the 7th, runner at second base with 1 out. And Kramer takes it for a ball. It's Velasquez was hit by a pitch, and then we had the pinch runner.
Because a little looper to second.
And it's botched by the shortstop, and that will get Kramer on base. But that runner really isn't a factor because if a runner from second comes in, it's over.
Yeah.
So not the end of the world that the second guy from second didn't advance.
And I actually think the ball hit off of the pinch runner Moore. As Masi, I think, was trying to play the ball. Now we're going to have another pinch runner.
And this time it's going to be Chris Lewis coming in, the sophomore, and he'll be running at first. But again, that run really a moot point. What he's in there for is to break up any kind of double play.
Right.
So you want some speed there to possibly beat a double play. But as far as him scoring, not a concern. So Ryan Dewars, who is 0 for 3 in this ball game.
They made 2 outs in that 4-run fifth inning for the Bulldogs.
And he'll have a chance to be the hero here if he can get a hit. First pitch is taken for a ball, 1-0.
Wind slightly blowing left to right here at the ballpark.
Second pitch is in there for a strike. Count evens up at 1 apiece. Jake Moore at second. The pinch runner came in for Izzy Velasquez after he was hit. Advanced to second on a pass ball. Westland popped out on a butt attempt. And strike 2 there to Dewars with Jesse Lee waiting on deck.
One-two count. Dewars now steps out of the box, getting some encouragement from the first base coach.
So 1-2, the pitch. Dewars goes upstairs, swings and misses. He goes down on strikes. And now the top of the order, Jesse Lee, who has 2 hits already in this game. And an RBI, had the chance. He was robbed his last at-bat on that outstanding play from Pampas.
Yeah, Pampa made a great play towards the left field line. If you missed it, check it out in the highlights. It was one of the better plays you'll see in a baseball game.
So Lee really has hit the ball sharply at every at-bat.
Yeah, 2 for 4.
Reached on an error, but the first 2 hit sharply. Third one he hit fairly hard, but was fielded or botched, so he reached on the air, and then the other one was hit extremely hard, and the great catch in left field kept him from getting a hit.
2 stolen bases, 2 runs scored for Lee. So
1 RBI. He's hoping to get 2 RBIs as he takes the first pitch for a ball. Quiet. The second pitch taken upstairs for a ball. This is what these kids dream of, the game-winning hit in section championship game. This is what you go to the park and the sandlots for with your friends. You draw this stuff up.
I think we all do.
Yeah, exactly.
Until we realize you can't play.
I'm speaking from experience, and now we have the chance to really make it happen. And he hits it towards the right side, foul.
Yeah, he's a smart hitter. He usually hits where the holes are, and that time he saw a little opening between the first and second baseman.
2-1 the count.
A little bit out in front and fouled it off.
2-1 the pitch. Taken right there for a strike. Count evened at 2. We either going to extra innings or we continue. We'll see here after this 2-2 pitch. Lee takes it high and outside, ball 3. As Brad Williams waits on deck, who is 1 for 4 in this game so far. The pitch. Fouled off. Off his leg.
Yeah, I think right off his instep.
And another thing that has the advantage right now for Fall River is that the full count, the runners are moving. So any base hit that may have not scored a run because of not hit hard enough or something of that fashion, now will score a run because the runners have a head start.
Well, I'm just looking at Lee. He's not comfortable now. Kind of walking on 1 foot, taking his time, and the umpire will allow it. Key moment in the game here, obviously.
Full count, runners at first and second, all tied up. Bottom half of the 7th of this Division IV Northern Section Championship game. Here comes the full count pitch. Quiet, and the pitch is hit. So after he fouls off on his leg, he's now hit on the hip.
Man.
And the bases are loaded now.
2-hit batsman in the inning for Schipperhoot. It's not been his own friend as he's created this jam himself.
Well, now you have no room for error. You hit a batter, you walk a batter, game's over.
Brad Williams will be the batsman. 1 for 3 with a hit by pitch. He struck out in the third, reached on an error by the third baseman on a throwing error, and then singled in the 6th. He has a run scored.
Brad Williams, only a junior.
And I think the trainer's going out to check Lee.
He had a rough go at it there. Fouled it off on his leg. You can tell he was uncomfortable after that. Now he may have to come out, and it looks like, I don't know, he was just going to go talk with the
trainer.
make sure he's okay. Looked like it hit him above the hip.
In the rib cage area?
Which, this pause doesn't really help the batter or the pitcher. It makes them think about it a little bit more. In a crucial situation like this, and you kind of want to get up there and do it. You don't want to think about it any more than you have to.
And a trainer taking his time to get it off the field.
Yeah. The way it works. He knows. He's trying to add to the drama.
He wants some play on airtime. I understand. We all want that.
Here we go. Base is loaded, 2 outs. Second baseman Brad Williams, the junior, takes first pitch upstairs, ball 1.
Boy, and the Fall River dugout can sense something. Look at them, they're right on the
They're
top
ready
area.
To storm the field.
Yeah.
Andrew
Bases are juiced.
Schipelhout, the 1-0 pitch, misses outside, 2-0. No room for error. A walk scores a run.
Yeah, I think he's going to have to challenge this hitter and see where it falls for him.
2-0, the pitch. That's there, 2-1. Nice pitch there by Andrew Schipelhout. Caught the corner.
Definitely did, and a little bit of raw speed, too.
2-1. Williams swings, high chopper towards third. The throw to first in time, and that is it. We'll head to extras. Wow.
Yeah, just chopped the ball down in the dirt, as you said, Andrew. And Dylan Schipelhout made a nice play and took his time getting that ball over to first. He knew exactly how much time he needed. So 1 hit in the inning, 2 hits to batsman. The bases were left loaded, and we're going to go to extra frames, tied at 5. Play On Sports will have live coverage of the Northern Section Track and Field Finals on Friday, May 24th. As you can watch highlights from the championship. You can watch highlights from the championships, every spring sport in the Northern Section on PlayOnSports.com.
So we'll have the 5, 6, 7 batters here for Hamilton. It's going to be Adolfo Diaz, Shea Scholl, and Damian Diaz. And it's still going to be Worthen at the mound, on the mound. All tied up at 5. Bob Seeger playing just for you. We just had a conversation about this yesterday, and now it's playing.
That always happens.
It's an omen for you to like his stuff.
I don't think so. That ain't going to happen.
Well, just for you, they shut it off. As now play is about to resume as Worthen on the mound. And it's going to be Adolfo Diaz, who is 0 for 3. 2 ground outs and a strikeout. And he'll take the first pitch outside for ball 1. You got to take a look here at Fall River. If that last inning maybe took a little bit out of them, kind of thinking they might end it there. They had the momentum going and couldn't get that run across. So we'll see how that plays out. 1-0 the count. Taken upstairs, ball 2. So Worthen now, who had been firing strikes pretty consistently, finds himself behind 2-0.
And that's another thing you got to take into consideration, a long inning. A lot of time for him to sit there.
And he struck out. I think his last plate appearance when he had a chance to get a run across, so he had a lot of time to kind of think about that. 2-1 pitch is fouled back, 2-2. So Worthen quickly evens up the count.
That's way over us.
As Adolfo Diaz 0 for 3 with the 2-2 count right now. Nobody out. Top half of the 8th inning.
I wish that shade would come over our way. I mean, you guys are in the shade. You and Chris Cashman, our producer, but I'm still in the sun.
Ball in the dirt, hits the fence, and we have a full count. 3-2 for Worthen against Diaz. Yeah, I had the sun earlier right on me. It moved a little bit, so Jared's up there listening and saying, you guys need to be quiet because it's been on me the entire game. Standing on top of the dugout. Ground ball to short, fielded cleanly, and fire, and missed fire. Runner won't advance, but it should have been an out. as the ball was grounded to the shortstop Humphrey, and Humphrey fielded it cleanly, just couldn't get it to first base cleanly.
Yeah, he switched positions with Clay Worthen, and right there you're going to see it when he was fielding the ball, didn't have the greatest footwork, and kind of threw that flat-footed, and it sailed on him as Jesse Lee tried to switch positions on the bag to stay on it. Couldn't, and the ball went away. Luckily for him, the base runner did not advance.
Shea Scholl now will head to the plate. And Scholl is 0 for 2 with a walk. Strikeout, a ground out, and walked his last plate appearance. So runner at first with nobody out.
Scholl 0 for 2 with a walk. He walked in the sixth.
And he's due. He is one of their players that has had a fantastic season, along with most of them. But he's due for a hit here. Pickoff move is in the dirt to the fence, and Diaz will advance to second. And he's going to think about third. He's going to go to third. The throw is not going to be in time. He goes from first to third with nobody out.
Great base running by Adolfo Diaz as the ball got away, as he said, on the pickoff attempt by Worthen from Jesse Lee. It went down the right field line. Diaz went around second and took the initiative to go on to third. And Lee's throw was wide of the bag on the near side, and just like that, they have the winning run now at third base.
The infield is in. Scholl hits a shot to right field. It's right at the right fielder. Dewars will fire it in. The play at the plate is not in time, and Hamilton has taken the lead. 6-5 on an RBI flyout to deep right field for Shea Scholl.
Couldn't have drawn it any better, Andrew, right there. Reach on an error. Try to attempted steal, and on the error, go to third, and then he timed it perfectly, Diaz. Doesn't have the greatest speed in the world, but timed it perfectly.
And that brings me back to what I was just going to talk about. Why the pickoff? He's not a threat to steal there on that pickoff move, and he gets from first to third on the bad throw.
Going to have to ask the
and they tried to appeal third just for a chance, but they're saying that he did tag in time. So Hamilton has taken the lead in the top half of the eighth, and that will bring up Damian Diaz. The DH, he'll swing and miss.
Diaz 0 for 3. Hasn't gotten the ball out of the infield. He struck out, popped out the second, and then hit back to the mound.
That one outside evens up the count at 1 apiece. So 1 out, and Hamilton has taken the lead. They can feel it now as they are 3 outs away once this goes to the bottom half of the inning to becoming Northern Section champions.
Yeah, one thing we've seen from the Braves today is when they get a base runner on, they take full advantage of getting them home as the ball comes over our head, out of play.
1-2 the count. For Fall River, they're going to have their 3, 4, 5 batters coming up on the bottom half of the gate. So they'll have their pop coming up. But they'll be trailing. And they're hoping it's only by 1 at this point. Still only 1 out. And the count now evened up at 2 apiece as Diaz takes that one for a ball. That one taken way upstairs for a ball. Full count.
We're now struggling to find the plate. So you got to believe that long bottom of the 7th has affected him here in the 8th.
Full count. There's a shot to right field, and making the play is Dewars for out number 2. So he's made both outs thus far, both putouts.
You really had to go in the gap in right center field to make that catch, Dewars.
And Brad Hall now will head to the plate with 2 outs. So 2 outs, nobody on. Hamilton has taken the lead after Diaz reached on an error and then got to third on another error and then scored on the flyout.
Brad Hall 1 for 3 on the day. Doubled and scored in that 5-run 5th. He also grounded out the 3rd and struck out in the 6th.
Hall takes that one for a ball, 2-0. That one taken for a strike, 2-1. We got to start thinking player of the game at this point, too. Obviously, we still have another out to go, another bottom half of the inning. But if the score stays the way it is, got to start thinking who's going to take that honor as Hall falls that one back. show what the RBI would be if the game doesn't change. The RBI, game-winning RBI flyout.
Right.
He could be or Theron Fumasi with that big single.
I also got to look at Adolfo Diaz. He did a terrific job behind the plate. And then, obviously, with the smart base running there to set up the winning run, if it, albeit
Yeah, exactly.
is.
I mean, it's still obviously a lot of time to go. That one taken in the dirt. Count is full. As Brad Hall will take that one upstairs for a ball. So he'll head to first, and that'll bring up Sam Diaz, a big insurance run if he can get across. No, that's not Diaz. It's
Number 16, Samuel.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Sam Diaz coming in.
Yeah, Diaz 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch. Caught looking in the third and bounced out to short in the sixth. Hit by pitch in that 5-run fifth and scored.
Ball in the dirt. Nice stop there. And it will be 1-0. Nice stop by Pasquale. Runner going. Hall will steal that one easily. So runner in scoring position now, and again, a huge insurance run.
That ball sailed on the freshman catcher, Smith there.
Or Smith, yeah.
As Hall, as you said, stole the base.
Yeah, Pasquale was the catcher earlier, but
Yeah, he got pinch hit by Smith.
Realizing that Smith doesn't have his arm as Pasquale has, they take advantage and steal. Swing and a miss there by Diaz. 2-1 the count.
Good bench recognition by the Braves coaching staff.
That one chopped foul. Count evens up 2 apiece. So Diaz.
You get a 2-out hit here. You want to extend that lead.
Oh, it would be huge. Just have that extra run would be giant. 2-2, runner at second. Hall at second. He's running again, and swing and a miss. He strikes out swinging. So Diaz gone on strikes, and we'll head to the bottom half of the 8th. Well, the Hamilton on top by 1 and 3 outs away from a Northern Section championship.
Let's try that thing again. Play On Sports will have a live coverage of the Northern Section track and field finals on Friday, May 24th. You can also watch highlights from the championships of every spring event in the Northern Section on playonsports.com. Don't forget to check the Play On Sports broadcast schedule for more information on all of our upcoming broadcasts from around the Northern Section and beyond. The spring championships are here only on playonsports.com.
It's only fitting that Do You Believe in Magic comes on now.
America.
Batting the bottom of the 8th, and they're going to need Magic here to take the lead.
Yep. The 3 batters coming up for the Fall River Bulldogs, or schedule, I should say. Sterling Humphrey, Clay Worthen, and then Brian Smith, the freshman catcher. So, see any pinch hitters? I wouldn't think so. Humphreys and Worthen look like they can handle themselves at the plate. The only question you have is Smith.
Another player of the game candidate, if it stays away, is Andrew Schipelhout coming in relief. He's bent, but he hasn't broken.
No, he hasn't.
There we go, 3, 4, and 5 batters for Fall River. Sterling Humphrey, Clay Wortham, and we'll see if Pasquale is able to come back in.
Humphrey 0 for 2 with 2 walks on the day.
And Humphrey fouls that one back, 0-1 the count.
And he was swinging right out of the chute.
And he would like to redeem himself if he had that costly throwing error in the top half of this inning as short. Here he is at the plate, 0-1. And hits a high fly ball towards second baseman. He'll go back and make the catch. That's Brad Hall, who's a couple feet into right field. Out number 1. So 2 outs away. And Clay Wortham now comes up.
Humphrey got it underneath that ball and just popped it up, as Andrew said. With the wind kind of not gusting, but blowing out to right center. Kind of extended that ball out to short right field for the putout.
So Clay Wortham, swing and miss.
Wortham 1 for 4 on the afternoon with an RBI single in the 5th. He also had that key caught-looking strikeout with runners at first and second in the 6th inning.
Held off on that one. Count evens up at 1-1. Hamilton bench wanted that one, but just outside. So Worthen at 1-1. And time called. So Worthen back in the box. The 1-1 pitch taken outside, ball 2. And Worthen fouls that one back to even up the count. 2-2, 1 out, nobody on.
Good pitch by Schippelhout as he kept it inside on Worthen, tied him up.
And Brian Smith, the freshman, is in the on deck circle.
For the moment. You got to believe they might want a more experienced batter, but you got to wait and see.
2-2, pitch down and low. Count is full, so big pitch here. And Worthen trying to get on base.
Another great stop by Diaz behind the dish.
Full count pitch. Worthen hits a shot foul towards the right field line.
Just over the first base coach. A little bit out in front on that one, but he timed it perfectly.
Again, full count, 1 out. Worthen the batter. And he takes that one for ball 4. So he'll head to first, and it is going to be the freshman coming in.
Smith came on as a pinch hitter in the 6th inning and struck out swinging to end that frame.
Number 9, the catcher, Brian Smith.
So Smith up with the runner at first. So the freshman has a chance to make a name if he can come up big here. Takes the first pitch for a strike, 0-1. Oh and 1 the count. Swing and miss at the high fastball, 0-2.
Challenging once again up high. Batter not coming through, a little bit late on his swing.
So 0-2 the count.
Big out here if he doesn't move that runner to second.
Runner at first and taken right there for a strike.
Wow, what a pitch.
So Smith goes down looking, and we're 1 out away from seeing Hamilton claim the D4 Northern Section title.
And that's his inexperience as a freshman hitter. Did not expect the off-speed pitch and just took it all the way for the second out.
And we're going to have batter coming up here.
That's Izzy, right?
Well, coach went down to the umpire like he was going to make a switch, but apparently not. That's Velasquez, and who has been hit by 3 walks and hit by a pitch, or 2 walks and hit by a pitch.
Yeah, 0 for 1. Only time he hit the ball, he bounced out the third.
So runner at first. They're not even holding him on there.
No, you wouldn't. Smart play there. Guard the line.
But if that's the case, you might want to take second. That way a base hit, you have a chance to score.
Could play behind him.
So Velasquez takes that one right there for a strike. 2 strikes away is Hamilton. And Andrew Schippelhout, who is coming for relief for his brother, has been outstanding. There he goes and takes for a strike, and Worthen will steal that one easily, which I don't know why they didn't do that on the first pitch. Would have saved the pitch there, but Velasquez now finds himself down 0-2 with a runner in scoring position. This is it. 0-2 pitch. Chop foul towards the dugout. He'll get another chance.
Keeping everything away from Velasquez. Not allowing him to get something inside so he could pull it down the line and possibly over the fence.
Velasquez, a junior. The 1-2 pitch taken upstairs for a ball.
Waste pitch right there by Chippehoot.
Good eye there by Velasquez, though. He thought about it. The pitch. Velasquez out in front, strike 3. The game is over. Hamilton is your Division IV Northern Section champion, as Fall River, the number 1 seed, had the tie and run in scoring position but couldn't get him in. And that will do it. So your D4 champion goes to Hamilton High School. Congratulations to Hamilton. The Braves fight back, take the lead, and show resilience after giving up that big lead to come back and take the lead in extra innings and hold on to it. So your champion, the Hamilton Braves. We're going to step aside for a second. We're going to discuss who our player of the game is going to be, and we'll try to grab that player. Again, it may be a few minutes because of the ceremonies that take place, but we'll have that player in just a bit here on PlayOnSports.com.
can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
playonsports.com as Hamilton High wins the Division IV baseball title, knocking off Fall River. With us now, our player of the game, Andrew Schipelhook. Congratulations on the victory.
Thank you.
Now walk us through, a game of emotions. You guys fell behind early and then kind of struggled at the plate a little bit until that 5th inning, and then everything changed. And then they came storming back,
right.
And then you came in and kind of put the clamps down.
Yeah, it was up and down the whole game. We'd been hitting really hot the last couple games through playoffs, and they came out and scored on us. We weren't too worried about it because I know we have a good offense, so had confidence in our guys, and we came back and we put up a bunch of runs on them. And then next thing you know, a couple of errors here and there, but it's part of baseball. And then they were right back with us, and from there on it was a dogfight. And then in the end, we just happened to get one more run than they did and won it in extras. So, yeah, it was a good game all around.
Now, in that bottom of the 7th inning, they had a chance to win it. What was going through your mind? You got out of that jam there. They had the bases loaded, and you were able to get out of it.
Right. There was a lot going through my mind. I was just thinking, every batter and how I was going to throw them. My kidneys hurt from all the adrenaline going through my body. It was stressful out there, but I know you have a good defense back there, and they've been rock solid all season. So, just go out there and try to throw strikes.
Now, what did you know about Fall River coming in?
Well, we knew what we did for Max Prep, so we knew they had a couple of really solid hitters. They're 3-4, I think, Humphrey and I'm not sure the other guy's name, but we knew they had some good hitters, some good players on the team, and we had learned through those first, 5-6 innings that they had a solid lineup pretty all around. So, just had to go out there and take care of business.
Now, next year, we expect to see you guys back here again. You're going to be back.
Hopefully, yeah, yes, sir. My brother was a senior this year, but yeah, next year.
Now, walk us through that. What was it like playing with your brother for these years, and now that he's going to be gone, what did you like about it, and then what's going to be different now that he's gone?
I couldn't ask for any more. I loved it. He's my brother and grew up with the guy, so, appreciate playing with him, and he pushes me, and I push him just as much. So, it'll be different next year for sure, but I think he's going to go play baseball at a JC, and so, I'm looking forward to seeing him do well.
All right, man. We'll let you go celebrate with your teammate again. Congratulations.
Alrighty.
That was Andrew Schipel, our player of the game here on PlayOnSports.com.
All right, thank you.
All right, man.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.